or visit callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
To inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, it is Dom time. Of course, throughout the show, we got great guests coming up. And we also have the Penny case. We're working on Curtis Sliwa on that because it appears there could be trouble in New York around that. Penny found not guilty after all this nonsense. Now we need to recognize Penny. A couple of members of Congress are trying to do that. Recognize him as a hero, not as someone who just escaped criminal charges. We also have potentially the shooter in the healthcare, the murderer, the scumbag, in my view, that they're holding look-alike contests for in New York, somewhere near Altoona. We'll see if that develops, that that's accurate, that this is indeed a top suspect. Okay, and the other, Scott Presler here at 2 o'clock today with big news on the issue of voter registration in Pennsylvania. Another big change, and he's organizing, I realize it's all the way in Edison, New Jersey, but organizing a big event in Edison, New Jersey. Remember, I predicted last week he would, because the town council there are engaged in saying you can't have the Constitution or the U.S. flag when you're speaking there, when you're making a point, when you finally get your 3 minutes. We have that all going on. But I just wanted to start the first shot here, so to speak. We'll have him on tomorrow because we're kind of booked up today. He's come on before. Representative Joe D'Orso just put out this directive from the Freedom Caucus. And what they're doing is they're saying that there will be an opportunity in places like Bucks County to hold recall elections of you-know-who. Marseglia and Harvard. The bill would say that impeachment has to start in the House, so to speak, but once they give the go-ahead, then the public would be able to institute a recall vote around the people that are involved. And you know who this is aimed at, and he pretty much says it. It's aimed at Bucks County and what they did. Now, I know you're thinking, well, why can't we just do this now? Okay, I hear that all the time with this stuff. And the bottom line is we have a system where it takes a while to get stuff done. Now, I've called out these Republicans who are not wanting to impeach Marseglia and Harv for what they did. But we'll bring them on tomorrow. Now, can they get it through? They can get it through the Senate. Can they get it through the House? This is where the battle is. think about this, actually giving power to the people, actually giving them a recall vote in that you in Bucks County then. And what are the odds? I mean, Scott Presser will come to town. We'll be going to town day and night on this, Diane. This could happen pretty soon. Now, we'll see what weasel Republicans, some of them out there in Bucks County, might not vote for this, if we see indications of that. All right, so 855-839-1210, that's how you get on board. President Trump yesterday was a great interview with NBC. I still don't think he should have given Kristen Welker the platform by going down that path, but that's where we are. Here is, and Dan, tell people how they can see this on YouTube, because this woman is worth it. This is not just...
Sorry, Don, but we don't have it ready for YouTube. Apologies on that. Just
cut one
today. Yep. What number was that?
No, forget it.
Okay, gotcha.
855-839-1210. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, just push pound 1210. All right, so we have Penny acquitted of all these charges. We have that ready to go. And here is President Trump yesterday. This is cut 18. Here's President Trump talking about the end to birthright citizenship, which was critical yesterday. Then I'll make a point after this.
Well, let's talk about how he's going to do it. He says he's going to declare a national emergency and use military assets to execute his mass deportation plan. What does that look like?
Well, first and foremost, we've been very clear throughout the entire campaign that the first order of business is going to be repatriating these criminal, illegal aliens, almost to the tune of 1 million of them, back to their home countries. That is step one. Step two, we already talked about making sure that our borders, whether it's at
but how do you do that? I want some detail there.
Or in the illegal points that they're not allowed to come through. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Give me some detail there. How are they going to do this? What's the military going to do?
Well, first of all, when you're talking about military assets being used, that's only in an extreme last resort. There are more than 6,000 officers who have dedicated their lives to having to remove illegal aliens from our country. People who already have a legal deportation order, but it hasn't been effectuated by Joe Biden. What Donald Trump is going to do, we're going to repatriate those people using those personnel at ICE and other parts of the Department of Homeland Security to remove them. I think if you're going to use military assets, that's in the last resort, but that's only for logistical purposes, Martha. And so I think that what we have to be very careful of is not to try to throw out this idea.
Okay, that's Byron Donalds explaining the military part of it. Here is President Trump, though, and this is the thing I wanted to make a point on. Here's President Trump talking about an end to birthright citizenship.
Let me ask you about some of your other promises on this topic. You've promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens. Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're going to have to get a change. We'll maybe have to go back to the people, but we have to end it. We're the only country that has it.
Through an executive action?
You know, we're the only country that has it. Do you know, if somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need two, on our land, congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, we're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
Through executive action?
Well, if we can, through executive action. I was going to do it through executive action, but then we had to fix COVID first, to be honest with you. We have to end it.
All right. Now, she went on to say, well, they're citizens. They're born, they're just 1 foot on here. They're born here. And Mike Lee, Senator Mike Lee, who's really the authority in these things, makes the point when you hear about this 14th Amendment stuff, and Trump was right on the money with this yesterday. He could have thrown this in with her. It's under the jurisdiction of Congress. In other words, Congress can determine who is a citizen. They can tighten this up. They can act on this and stop these anchor babies, birthright citizenship, and all the nonsense. That's absolutely what they can do. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210, AT&T and Verizon Wireless. All that you have to do is just push pound 1210. By the way, on Twitter, saw an unbelievable workout video, and what RFK Jr. does. It's impressive, particularly the pull-ups. I have a thing about the pull-up. My God, I was doing 30 or 40 pull-ups. And his regimen, including intermittent fasting and all this stuff. So when he testifies, this is a guy who is actually living this, looks to be in unbelievable shape. And the argument is, no, he's not using steroids or anything else. This is all his training and the rigor of it. And we'll see this play out when he testifies. It will be an unbelievable moment. So as it stands right now, Daniel Penny, not guilty of negligent homicide. That was the second count. I told you on Friday they weren't supposed to get to the second count if they didn't get the first count done. The judge changed the rules, and they dismissed it pretty quickly. So we're not sure how many protests, what will happen. There are threats against him, threats against everybody in this. In New York, we're trying to ascertain that. But how in the world did we go through this? We went through it because of Alvin Bragg, because of these progressive prosecutors who won't prosecute people who are actual criminals, but target cops and people like Daniel Penny. So it will be interesting to see if Penny is someone who is recognized for his heroic actions. It's not just about he's not guilty. These were heroic actions. That's the next line on this. As far as the alleged shooter of the healthcare the healthcare president may have been captured in Altoona, looks like it. We'll see how that plays out over the next couple of hours. We ought to have a little bit more on that. But was it over the weekend or was it on Friday in New York holding look-alike contests for the shooter? I mean, this is a new level of stuff that's just out of line. Okay, and Dan, how do people access YouTube?
Yeah, if you want to see the video that's about to come up, youtube.com/@1210WPHT. Go like, subscribe, click that little notification button, and get notified anytime you want to see.
Okay, so here is a little bit from the look-alike contest.
Well, I haven't got paid yet, but that's okay. I told them I'd give half to Palestinian relief if I got anything. Now I'm worried they'll give me $2 and $1 go to Palestinian relief. But I feel good. I mean, you know, I'm glad people. I'm glad people do not feel great about the current state of things and are willing to openly.
Oh, shut up! Shut up! That's exactly my response to this whole thing. Again, it's not funny. There are certain things that are not funny. It seems to be a cardinal principle that everything can be funny. Is the look-alike thing fun and funny? I don't think so. Two, whatever this guy did or didn't do as a head of a healthcare company, he doesn't deserve to be gunned down by a maniac. That seems to be in dispute. Okay, side question. This came from Jim talking about, I told you the other day he was doing a 60th birthday party, and he had a do not play list, things that people don't want played. Now, Village People is on some, most of their stuff, some do not play lists. People just think it's too corny, I guess. But now with Trump involved, in fact, Loshals is selling, you can see it on Twitter. Remember Loshals, the cookie count? Loshals is selling a gingerbread house, it looks like. It lights up, and it's got, Young Men? It plays one of the Village People tunes, and it has Trump's name on it. Now, I don't know how many people are going to buy these gingerbread houses. We'll have to check in and see how it's going. But we're looking for a song that you think should be on the do not play list at weddings. Somewhat tongue-in-cheek. You don't have to be adamant about it. I saw, looking up on Twitter, R. Kelly's songs are not to be played for obvious connection to him, even though it's a song, it's not him.
Ignition is a banger. That's a great song.
Yeah, okay.
It's hard to
but you probably shouldn't
one.
play R. Kelly, P. Diddy, maybe Jay-Z after today.
Yeah, well, at least till further notice. I'm not a fan of Sweet Caroline being played. I know they feel they have to play it. Who drives this stuff at weddings? If you have control of the wedding, You could say, nah, we really not. We have a lot of other songs here to play. Dan, do you have one?
Well, this was definitely a discussion for me and Maisie. We didn't ban many, but we did ban the Macarena.
Okay,
not
right.
Not that many DJs played anymore. But Dom, this one was a very long discussion between Maisie and I finally allowed it. The electric slide, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, they're looking at the feet row, the women. But women control this type of stuff.
Oh, there's
all these songs.
I just surrendered to the wife there.
I would say adamantly, no golden slippers, Odin golden slippers. No. It just is. Why? All right, Henry, how about yours?
Yeah, for me, this might be a little too personal to me, but I feel like it's come up over and over and over again in my life, and that is Come On Eileen by Midnight Texas Runners. I don't know why. I feel like that song is just played to death at events like weddings or whatever it may be. It's always on. I can't stand it. It shouldn't be on anymore.
Oh, it has that long intro. That's right. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Very long intro.
Yeah.
Okay, hit us with that. That's a side question. Daniel Penny goes free, but what's his life like? I mean, he's pretty distinctive looking. The curly hair, the whole thing and all that. He's been in the news so much. Anywhere in the New York area, people are not going to hire Daniel Perry now. I don't know what he does for work, but that's got to be difficult. This happens all the time. And you already have protesters massing over this and threats versus real crime. Who's behind this? Alvin Bragg, the architect of trying to send Trump to prison, but allowing guys like Neely to roam the subways and streets of New York, causing mayhem and not seemingly knowing any way to deal with it. Yeah, and the news awaiting Daniel Penny's coming out of the courthouse. They're awaiting it because they're trying to figure out how to get him out of there without, a massive confrontation, it appears, and to do it safely. All right, 855-839-1210. The Earl of Tacony, a little bit later on, has an announcement on the Caller of the Year, which we may be starting tomorrow, the brackets and all that stuff. And it's a big announcement around that. Scott Presler at 2 o'clock today. He's got a lot. Didn't check in the last 15 minutes, but he teased on Twitter, big announcement about the registration in Pennsylvania. And 2, I know he's doing that event in Edison, New Jersey. We'll get an update from him each week. Dan, you had something? No, okay. All right, phone lines. 855-839-1210, AT&T and Verizon Wireless. All you have to do is just push pound 1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Phil Almquist giving the Kale and Company flag to Jeremy. He's the recipient for the week.
You promise you'll fly it on your truck and you'll return it next week.
100%.
Okay. All right.
You have other people in the hopper stocker, so to speak, or how can people request the flag?
Probably won't be till January until you can do it, but we have other people. If you want to fly the flag high on your truck or house or whatever, you have to display it. It can't sit in the back of your truck like it did for Kale. Send me an email, greg.stocker@odyssey.com.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Cancer, a scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
For the area's finest dining experience with fabulous cuisine, extensive wine list, and waterfront views of the Philly skyline, visit the River Winds Restaurant in West Deptford, New Jersey. Enjoy entrees that feature certified Black Angus steaks and the freshest seafood while overlooking the Delaware River. River Winds can host your next special event. They'll plan your holiday party, family gathering, or corporate meeting in one of their newly renovated waterfront rooms, each with a private deck. For an incredible dining experience or special event, theriverwindsrestaurant.com.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
All right, it's Dom time, 855-839-1210. So we got a person of interest in the United Healthcare CEO killing. We have lookalike contest in New York for the shooter, a new low. And we also have Scott Presler with a lot of news coming up here. But President Trump yesterday, I gave you the birthright citizenship one, but President Trump also talked about, here's Andy Kim. All right, this is Cut 21, Dan. Here's Andy Kim talking about birthright citizenship. Now, this man fundamentally doesn't get the Constitution of the United States. It's clear. We're not, what Trump is saying yesterday and what Americans want, you're not just going to get a foot on the other side of the border, have a baby, and then say you all get to stay here. And it links out, as you probably know if you listen to talk radio over the years, it links out to whole arrays of people. It's not just the mom and dad, wherever the dad is. It's a whole bunch of people that get swept up in this. We're not going to do this anymore. We are going to stop it over these next 4 years. And Trump is exploring out loud options like the executive order, and also Congress can do this. I don't know how many of these Republicans have the heart for it, but here's Andy Kim, the new senator in Jersey, claiming that birthright citizenship is fundamental to America. I say it's not.
As I mentioned in the intro, you will be the first Korean American to serve in the U.S. Senate. You are the son of Korean immigrants. How does it make you feel to hear an incoming president of the United States say that he's going to end birthright citizenship?
Yeah. You know, my parents, 50 years ago is when they came to the United States, and they were so in awe of America, wanted to come here, did everything they could to be able to make it here. And I was born here as well as my sister. And, you know, my sister and I, we ended up getting citizenship through being born here, and we got our citizenship before our parents did. And so, you know, I think about this, where else was I supposed to go? You know, and it's just a sense of fundamental what America is. I like that we are a nation that embraces that sense, that it's not about the blood that we have going through our veins, that we have that broader sense. And for Donald Trump to talk about this, especially saying that he wants to use an executive action, I mean, I think that was the part that really stuck out to me. You know, if he wants to make a case to the American people to amend the 14th Amendment and change our Constitution, you know, look, you know, we can as a country go through that process. But if he thinks that he is going to use some type of executive action to circumvent what is very well known to have been the purpose of that particular section of the 14th Amendment, you know, that is something that would be exploitative, something that would certainly be deceptive to what has been precedent for over 100 years.
How many times are we going to hear about precedent from these? How many times? Their last refuge. Hey, Andy Kim, debate Mike Lee on this. Okay, debate Mike Lee what it clearly says that you're leaving out and Kristen Welker left out. Jurisdiction of Congress. That Congress can clarify this and say, no, we're not going to go with this. That's clearly in the Constitution. It's just a question of following up on it. And Mike Lee is... Now, Trump didn't have the wherewithal during this debate. He's not a constitutional scholar on this, et cetera. The executive order would be a last-ditch thing to say, Andy Kim, no, that's not America. America isn't that you get here by hook or by crook, and then because the kid is here, then suddenly we anchor everything around that. People are tired of this. He was right to get on that. He was very good yesterday. It was calm. There were only a couple of moments of anything that went back and forth too much, including when we had this situation with he talked about the Dreamers, and he wanted to work something out on the Dreamers. I don't want to work anything out with a Democrat on the so-called Dreamers. I feel sad for these kids. They can stay or the parents can go. They both can't stay. It's another thing. By putting that term Dreamers on, and in New Jersey, Dreamers actually, do you remember this in New Jersey? Because, Dan, you've been back and forth between a couple states. If a so-called Dreamer was in New Jersey, they got the in-state tuition rate to Rutgers. If you were the kid of citizens of the United States in Pennsylvania, just over the bridge, you had to pay out-of-state tuition, which was much more. Now, in what universe does it make sense to have people that are here illegally, the parents are illegal, that because they reside in Jersey, they get a much better in-state tuition rate? In fact, I used to play...
they can cross the American border and get the tuition rate,
right?
But not the state border.
Not the state border. And I used to play this girl who was at Villanova complaining about not getting scholarships there, was here illegally at Villanova. So Trump is on to what the American people want. Andy Kim sounds like a reasonably intelligent guy when you see him in debates among other Democrats. Read the Constitution. Read the fact that it's clear there that it's under the jurisdiction of the United States. Jurisdiction is the key word, meaning we control that. All right, so we got a lot coming up for the song that you would choose to put on your do not play list. Penny, waiting to leave the courtroom. We'll see what the moves are in New York. This guy has to be reckoned. Where's he going to get a job? What is his life going to be like? You know, people, look, all of us can say, I'd hire Daniel Penny. Why wouldn't you? One of the reasons you wouldn't, they're going to come after you too. And what he did here is clearly not illegal. He may have prevented more mayhem on that subway train. And the fact that he still had to go through this doesn't speak well of anybody or anything. All right, let's go to Joe in Bordentown. And Joe, you're in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Joe, good afternoon.
Women into California.
Joe!
They have the baby there.
All right, thank you, Joe. All right, we'll come back to you a little bit later. 855-839-1210. Do you remember those cases in New Jersey? And it was a stunning number of people. And governors like Murphy and others, before Christie, Corzine, making the case, well, of course, they're here in Jersey. They get the in-state tuition rate. You're, a foot on the other side of the Ben Franklin Bridge? You want to go to a school in Jersey? They're costly. Rutgers is enormous. You pay the out-of-state tuition rate. This is what happens when you come up with this convoluted system that we have. Trump got into that yesterday. He did say something, too, that I liked. He did not say, I'm just going to pardon all the January 6 people on the first day. He didn't say that at all. He said, I'm going to move on that quickly, case by case. That's exactly what he should be doing. So he may pardon a dozen people on that date. That's fine. I don't want him pardoning everybody. All right, 855-839-1210. The great Ray Didinger is with us next. And Dan, again, where do people go? Because Ray will be visual, too, today, not just on the phone.
YouTube.com/@1210WPHT. Go like and subscribe.
All right, that's coming up because Ray has Tommy and me coming back, but also yesterday the Eagles win. It's hard to win in the NFL, but there is trouble in River City there, apparently, around not being able to pass the ball. It is a weird thing. When you pay someone $50 million a year and two receivers $100 million plus, and that's not your focal point, and you're still winning, though. Wow, that's kind of magical that you're still on, a 9-game winning streak?
Yeah.
Even with the flaws, that's remarkable. Maybe the Eagles are just overwhelming. All right, Ray Dininger next. Hey, tackle the NFL action on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if you don't win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's FanDuel.com/Dom. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-727-9105. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105.
Nothing delivers comfort and joy quite like the unrivaled quality and taste of Omaha Steaks. It's guaranteed perfection in every single bite. And right now, you can save on unforgettable gifts with 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, score an extra $30 off with promo code NICK. With 5 generations of experience, they consistently deliver the world's best steak experience. And the gifting experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to deliver that perfect gift with thoughtfully curated gift packages featuring gourmet favorites. From legendary steaks to mouth-watering desserts and more, save 50% off site-wide for a limited time at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $30 off with promo code NICK. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com. That's omahasteaks.com. And an extra $30 off with promo code NICK. Minimum purchase may apply.
Turn off the financial news and turn on a great retirement. Find out how with Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Listen, here's the secret to your holiday savings. Ready?
News!
You can get gifts starting at just $3.99. Toys from Disney, Mattel, Barbie, Sonic, Looney Tunes, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Nerf, Hot Wheels, and more. You can put a bow on these brands and won't break the bank. Adidas, Champion, Puma, Reebok, Converse, True Religion, DKNY, and Levi's are all at prices so low, they're basically a gift. The savings are hiding at You can put a bow on these brands and won't break the bank.
It's Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra at Westchester University and Pittman, New Jersey in February.
It was fabulous. It was the most joyful night I have experienced in a long time.
The Frank Sinatra guy, I really liked him.
His imitation of the Bee Gees.
That's Conklin with City Rhythm and the story of Philly sports sports through music. Westchester University on February 21st and the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey on February 22nd. Tickets to a Conklin show make great holiday gifts. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
Weather sponsored by Joseph Anthony, Retreat, Spa, and Salon.
A weak storm system moves through the Delaware Valley. Today we'll have rain at times through the afternoon. It starts to dry out for the evening commute. High temperature up around 50 degrees. Tonight mostly cloudy and not as cold, low 44. And for Tuesday, mostly cloudy and milder with a high 56.
Weather sponsored by Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon. The secret of finishing your holiday shopping with 3 locations, Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City at the Lowe's Hotel. Visit in person or online at josephanthony.com where gift cards are available. That's josephanthony.com.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
All right, it is Dom time. Welcome in, everyone. The great Ray Didinger joins us again. A lot happening here. Hey, Ray, welcome back. Merry Christmas, if we don't speak before then. Thanks for joining us today.
Always a pleasure to be with you, Dom.
So, Ray, Tommy and Me is back. I think Dan may have told you we got tickets for Christmas. I won't say for whom or throw them off the path because it is across generations. There's a lot of father, son, and others with it. Families go. You hear this all the time. What's your best memory, Ray, of someone telling you about Tommy and Me and why it's important?
My greatest memory of Tommy and Me goes back to the very first year that we did it, 2016, when Tommy himself came to the play. that to me was the highlight. Sure. And Tommy came with his wife, his 4 children, all of his grandchildren, and they came to see the play. And how much they enjoyed it, and how much it meant to Tommy. That was the high point. I thought that he actually got to see it and enjoy it as much as he did. But we've been doing the play now ever since then. So it's 8 years. We've had 12 different performances in 8 different theaters. And this year, next month, we'll be going to an all-new theater, People's Light, in Malvern, and really looking forward to it because it's a great place. It's a great theater. I've been out there a number of times for various productions, and always hoped that we could bring Tommy there. But the timing never seemed quite right. This year, we were finally able to work it out, and I know I'm looking forward to it. I know the cast is looking forward to it, and next month is going to be a very exciting month around here, football-wise, because the Eagles are going to be in the playoffs, maybe making a run at a Super Bowl, and I think Tommy and Me and that whole story of Tommy McDonald and the 1960 team will feed right into that emotion.
Oh, without a doubt. So, Ray, a lot of performances throughout January. Where do people go to get tickets? People's Light Theater in Malvern, but what do you have the exact website or ticket office?
I would say just go to the People's Light website,
okay,
and go to their schedule of upcoming events, and we're right there. Go to the link, and you can go and buy your tickets. And a lot of people told me they're buying them as Christmas presents.
Yes.
We've never done the play at this time of the year. Most of the time we've done it, it's either been in the spring or summer. So this is the first time we've actually done it in season, as it were. And so a lot of folks are buying them as Christmas presents, and tickets are on sale now, and they're actually selling really well. So if folks are interested in coming, and I hope they are, this is a good time to order your tickets, and look forward to seeing you out at the theater. We always have, at the end of shows, and you have taken part in these, we always do a Q&A with the audience, so people can ask their own questions. And we're going to have some special guests that are going to come out to help us with those post-show Q&A. So at various times during the run, Glenn Macnell's going to be there, Michael Barkan's going to be there, Tommy McDonald's 2 sons will come at different times. I'm hoping Seth Joyner said that he's going to come out.
Whoa, wait a minute there. Suppose Seth Joyner doesn't like the question. Could be trouble there.
No, he's done this before, and it's always gone well. So I'm trusting it'll be the same this time. But you'll get to see the play, and there'll always be the post-show Q&A with some really cool surprise guests, so people can look forward to that as well.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, the film, Ray, what's the progress with Sam Katz on that?
It's under production. It's in production right now. Sam Katz came to see Tommy and me the very first year we did it, which was 2016, at the Fringe Arts Theater down on Columbus Boulevard. And after Sam saw the play, he came up to me after it's over. He said, "I want to make a movie about this." And so he did, and been working on it ever since. And it's finally now all the interviews have been done. He's gone out to Canton and he shot all the stuff at the Hall of Fame. We've done a few stage scenes. He's shot a performance of the play. So actually scenes from the play will be used in the film to illustrate certain moments within the story. Sam has made several really excellent documentaries, including one a couple years ago that won the Ken Burns Award as Best American Documentary Film of the Year, the one he made about the bankruptcy of Detroit. And Sam told me that he's more excited about Tommy and me than anything he's done because he thinks the story is that good. So it's in production right now, and he's hoping to have it done by May to enter it in all the various documentary film festivals.
And where will that appear, Ray? Do you know? What's the platform?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
The idea is to enter it in some film festivals, and depending on how well it does, then just shop it around to various outlets. I mean, there's so many outlets now with streaming. I mean, you've got your Hulus, your Netflix. The folks at NFL Network have been very supportive of the project. So possibly it could wind up either at an NFL Network or ESPN. A lot of different homes for it, but given the quality of Sam's work, I have no doubt that it's going to find a home somewhere.
So, Ray, let's turn to your Philadelphia Eagles now. Again, 9 in a row. You can't beat that. We all know how hard it is to win in the NFL. But when I hear you at times on WIP, or I hear the other hosts at least, they're making the case you're not going to win the Super Bowl doing what they did, for example, yesterday and in any number of weeks. In other words, running the ball, all that money. Let's face it, I think it's a socialist league. All the money is sunk into 2 wide receivers and a quarterback. Once you do that, you just can't spend on everything else. Even though Barkley's gone wild, the offensive line, the defense is shocking to me how good they are versus what we thought. So what do you think is happening here?
I think you described it pretty well. At the beginning of the year when they made the decision to sign Barkley, I think they knew that he was going to be a really good player and a really good addition to the team. I don't know that anybody had any idea he was going to do what he has done, which is in just 13 games, he's already set the all-time Eagles rushing record for a season. And he has a very real shot at the all-time NFL record. I mean, he has a very real shot at surpassing Eric Dickerson for the single-season all-time NFL rushing record. I don't know that anybody thought that he was going to transform the offense that completely, but he has. And what you've seen now, and you mentioned 9-game winning streak, that equals the longest winning streak in franchise history. And a lot of it has been built principally around Barkley and his ability to run the football. Now, the offensive line has been a big part of it, but Barkley has been just a dynamic player. And, back earlier in the season, when the team was struggling and they were 2-2, and through those 4 games, they had turned the ball over 9 times, most of them by the quarterback, most of them by Hurts. And they had a disappointing home loss to Atlanta. They had a brutal loss on the road in Tampa. And everybody was pretty concerned about what direction the team was headed in. And the story has been widely reported, but it bears repeating, that the offensive lineman went to Nick Sirianni's office and basically had a sit down with the coach and said, we can't keep playing this way. If we're going to win, we have to go back to being what we are. We're going to run the football. Put it on us. Put it on the offensive line because we have a great running back and we can win games playing that way. And Nick, to his credit, said, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. So they came out and they totally changed their offense. And now they have been a running team for 9 straight weeks, and they have won for 9 straight weeks. But the problem that you're at now, amazing, you're talking about problems when you're 9-game winning streak. But the problem you have now is you also have two elite wide receivers who feel like they don't have a role in the offense right now. And yesterday, because of the nature of the game, because it was kind of a lackluster performance, because they really struggled with and almost wound up losing to a 3-9 Carolina team, a lot of it came out. You know, A.J. Brown and to a lesser degree Devontae Smith after the game talked about the problems in the passing game and how they have to get this rectified. I guess you could look at it a couple different ways. A lot of people have taken it and are talking about it and writing about it as if this is selfish on the part of the receivers, that the team is winning, but they're saying, I want my catches. Why aren't I getting the ball? I don't think it's that, Dom. I think what the way I took what they were saying is, look, we have to get the passing game better if we're actually going to go win the Super Bowl. Right now, we have a shot. We have a real shot to go to the Super Bowl and win it. I mean, that's for real. But to do that, we have to be a fully functioning offense. Running the ball is great, and we're winning a lot of games that way, but we have to get our passing game up to where, when we need it, that it's there. And right now, they felt like that was a problem and that needed to be addressed. We'll see. One thing you can say for sure is they're going to have to play far better next Sunday against Pittsburgh Steelers to win that game. If they play the way they played yesterday, they will lose because the Steelers are that good. So this is going to be a really good test coming up because you got a really good team coming in here in Pittsburgh, and the coaches and the players kind of have to work out what their issues are on the offense, and because they're going to need to throw the ball against the Steelers, because the Steelers, you can't just run on them. You're going to need a balanced offense and a passing game to beat the Steelers, and that's something that they're going to have to work out this week.
I side with the receivers, Ray, for the record here, in that I don't think they're being selfish either. There's a reason why the NFL has become a passing league. It's refreshing to see them running the ball again, particularly in Philadelphia. But I think they're right. You're not going to beat the really top-notch teams, or at least the odds are better if these two things are going together. And I think they're probably saying, right, you can run the ball that well, that has the other team off balance. It ought to be easier to pass the ball.
Yes, I think that's certainly true. I mean, if you run the ball as well as the Eagles have run the ball this year, and nobody in the league has run it better, it does. The defense has to adjust to it. The defense has to bring the safety up to stop the run. They have to crowd the line of scrimmage. You get more one-on-ones on the outside. It sets up more opportunities to make big plays in the passing game. That's true. And I think that the receivers know that. And, a lot of this chatter was kind of out there in weeks past about Hurts's play and the fact they're not getting enough out of the passing game. And I really didn't concern myself with it that much because Hurts was playing well enough. And when they needed to make throws, he was making them and helping them win games along with his running ability. Yesterday was the first time when I can honestly say I didn't think he played well.
Yeah.
And yesterday watching him play, the timing and the routes, his inability to deliver the ball on time, holding the ball too long, taking unnecessary sacks, not seeing open receivers. That was all there yesterday. And I think he would tell you that this was a poor performance by him, and then by extension, the whole passing game. And that's something that he knows he has to play a lot better if they're going to beat the Steelers and then go on. And they're in the playoffs. Yesterday's win clinches it. They're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But to get in the playoffs, back to a Super Bowl with a real chance to win it. You got Barkley, you got the best running team in the league, you got the best offensive line, and that's great. But in the postseason against the more explosive offenses, you're going to need to make big plays in the passing game. And the fact is, you have the receivers to do it. And that's I think that's really all they were saying yesterday. I didn't think some people are making it out to be a mutiny and dissension on the team, and I don't think it's that. I just think that Brown and Smith both said, look, we have to get our passing game in sync now by the time we get to the playoffs if we really, really do hope to go all the way.
Absolutely, Ray. Thank you. Have a great Christmas. And again, thanks for bringing us this great Christmas idea. Tommy and me, you cannot go wrong with that across generations, across sexes, across everything. Just go to People's Light in Malvern and you will have a great Christmas. Ray, thank you. Thanks so much.
Always a pleasure to be with you and Dan. Have a merry one, guys.
All right. Thank you. Ray Dininger here on Talk Radio 1210. All right. Phone lines 855-839-1210. Coming up, your calls. Hit us. What should be on the do not play list at a wedding, particularly? Maybe yours. Maybe you think that there's a song that just, for whatever the reason, it's all in the call. All right, we got that. We're watching the Penny thing. I don't think he's come out of the courtroom yet. That's how tight security is. It's going to be that way for a while in New York. All right, let's talk about my friend, dentist, board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group in East Norriton. As you head toward the end of the year, all right, maybe particularly over the holidays, maybe thoughts, once Christmas is over and all that, of getting a fresh start. Our minds turn toward that. And one of the things is to get great dental care, to get that all set up. You can do that right now. You can make an appointment for January, whenever you'd like to get started with this, by calling Dr. Robert Bentz at 610-272-6949. Now, Dr. Bentz is cutting-edge, state-of-the-art equipment. That's what elevates the care that's involved here. And I've talked about this for years, not just in the production of your teeth, which is all done in-house. I've told you about his guy, John, who's an artisan, along with the 3D printer. But it's the diagnostic side. Dr. Bentz recently discovered in a patient something others had missed that was really, really important. And that comes down to what he's going to show you, exactly what he sees and what the technology allows him to see in great detail for consistent results. Get the dental care I get. It's a Bentz Dental Group. Call them now to get that appointment. The website is bentzdentalgroup.com or 610-272-6949.
Kale & Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Wawa closing another store in Center City.
All those old Wawas that used to be just Wawas, they're using those old footprints to put in the Spartas, which is basically Wawa without being Wawa.
I've seen some Royal Farms that have popped up in all the Wawa spots. Yeah, they're all, I don't know, I think Wawa kind of had the market cornered, and these are all people that are late to the party.
Agreed.
This is the 9th store to close.
Has Sherelle Parker issued a statement on this great accomplishment on her resume?
Start your day with Kale & Company. Weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Hey, Trish Zioli. So I was thinking the other day about how many people would love to have access to my browsing history. All the data that I'm looking at. I mean, this is a crazy time in which we live. People love to profile you, but I don't have to worry about any of that because I've got Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo, and I use their secure VPN, and this keeps my data encrypted no matter where I am, when on the road. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give you a 30-day free trial by going to DuckDuckGo.com/1210. DuckDuckGo.com/1210. Privacy Pro for less than $10 a month. You get that VPN to secure and encrypt your data on any Wi-Fi network anywhere, even at home from your internet service provider. You're also going to get personal identity theft restoration if, God forbid, somebody steals your identity, and personal data removal. They're going to keep scanning, finding your data, and removing it for you. That's incredibly important. All that for $10 a month. Are you kidding me? You got to have this in this day and age. So go to DuckDuckGo.com/1210 and sign up today for a free 30-day trial. DuckDuckGo.com/1210.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential.
But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All Dom Giordano listeners, follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
All right, it is Dom time, 855-839-1210. Yesterday, Ro and I, Christmas Village, it's always great, was great again this year. And they've extended it out a little bit more. And the Miracle on 13th Street, you got to see that down on 13th Street, South Philly, between Tasker and Mars. But they were there. I wonder if Steve Feldman's listening today. They call themselves the Real Israelites or the Black Israelites. This is the group that harangues people, and Philadelphia allows by court order. They used to be at the shops at Liberty Place. Last night, they're at the Christmas Village screaming out all kinds of things, including haranguing parents and telling little kids there's no Santa Claus.
No.
Yes.
No, that's a
absolutely.
cardinal sin.
Well, now the history of this group, Dan, the shops at Liberty Place, it's either a Sephora or something, big fancy thing on one side of the building. They set up shop there and they harass people. They think you're gay. They tell you that. They're going to cut your head off, stuff like this. Over the years, document. Yeah. And Ellen Seisler, the judge who was involved with the fraudulent ballots in Pennsylvania that messed up with the Supreme Court and all that, ruled they have a First Amendment right to be there. They're on an amplified system set up with all these wild garbs, allegedly reading from Bibles, and the Bibles tell them it's a false god. Stop telling your kids there's Santa Claus. Kids, there's no Santa. With hundreds of kids and families and everything else there at the Christmas Village.
It's terrible.
Now, that's freedom of speech. You try doing something like that. You try harassing people in Philadelphia, setting up an amplified system and standing there with a bunch of others and doing that. See how long before the police tell you, hey, buddy, step out of here. Okay, coming up, we're going to talk with Jamie Walker. I almost said Jamie Moyer for some reason.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be. We're going to talk with
fastballs,
Jamie Walker. Has been a while. She faced down Diane Marseglia in Bucks County, but she's on to something through this material put out by Planned Parenthood, which are targeting schools and school boards in all the upcoming elections. Why would Planned Parenthood want to do that? And we'll take your calls next on Talk Radio 1210.
Dawn Stensland here. You may have heard I've fallen in love again with Italia. Now I know why Italy is the most revisited country in the world. Join me next spring on the Italian Riviera. Lorenzo and Romina, yes, will be back with us once again. Conservative Tours has crafted an itinerary that is sure to enchant us. Tuscany, the Riviera, the Northern Italian Lakes region, Cinque Terre, and dining events you'll write home about. 5378, yes, that includes your airfare. Pisa, Michelangelo's Florence, and the fashion capital of Milan. Call toll-free 888-733-9494 or go to conservativetours.com. Luxury hotels, a Mercedes coach, and a tour leader who is absolutely the best. That is Conservative Tours in Italy. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Charming Siena, home to Il Palio, the medieval Manhattan, San Gimignano, Modena, Lake Como, Vernazza. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Portofino.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-688-6641. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-688-6641. That's 800-688-6641.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Life without hearing aids can be frustrating.
Andy, did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I said I got the promotion, Dad. I thought you would be excited.
You're missing out on the important moments of your life because you just can't hear them. It's time to try the Jabra Enhanced Select 500, our smallest, most advanced hearing aid. With proprietary speech clarity technology, even the most complex listening situations like a noisy restaurant are crisp and clear. And you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Get Jabra Enhanced over-the-counter hearing aids and stop missing the important moments. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, welcome in, everyone. Dom Giordano Show. Why is all this good stuff out there in Bucks County? That's where all the action is on both sides. Maybe that's why it's a pivotal. It's not a one-horse county like the other 2 out of 3 at least are. Jamie Cohen Walker is one of those activists out there. She and her partner in crime, Megan Brock, have filed more Freedom of Information Acts, I guess, than any 2 that I know of. And she recently tweeted out, Planned Parenthood will be endorsing school board representatives in 2025. And people immediately on Twitter are asking, why would Planned Parenthood want to say in our public schools? Why would they be involved with school boards? But also, Jamie was one of the leaders of protest around the Diane Marseglia, and I gave you an update. I'll give it to you again when we get Jamie on here, about what Representative D'Orso has introduced the Freedom Caucus in Pennsylvania that could result in a recall in Bucks County. Let's go to Jamie on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Jamie, welcome in. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, Jamie. So, Jamie, let's talk about this Planned Parenthood action. It seems to be that the thought is this is more of a gearing up, I guess, than in the past. And we see this all over the place. Since Trump has won, then elements on the left feel they're going to gear up more to thwart that. And school boards, definitively, we saw during COVID how important they are.
Oh, they're very important. They make all the decisions for our children. So yes.
Yeah, I
They're
mean, we can
extremely
have Trump as
important.
president. Trump can't stop Central Bucks School Board, though, too easily from doing what they want to do.
Exactly. And one of the main issues right now is allowing males to play in girls' sports. Right now, like our school board kind of retired the policy that keeps girls' sports safe. So I think that's why Planned Parenthood is gearing up to endorse school board members this year, because they have their agenda of wanting kids to be able to, go to their offices to be able to talk about gender and gender affirming care and all that kind of stuff. So if the schools, really stick with keeping males out of female sports, it really hurts their cause.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, they have resources, too. And in school board races, we know this, if you have a fair amount of resources and you get it out there, maybe people don't pay a lot of attention, but they hear a few people's names, and if carefully done, that can put them over the top.
I mean, I don't even know how much money Planned Parenthood has, but they have funded, endorsed judges, they endorsed commissioners, they endorsed president. I mean, they just have so much money. And when you're in school board races, like most normal school board races, just nobody really has money to, do commercials and mail tons of stuff. But if you get a Planned Parenthood endorsement, it's coming with a lot of money, obviously.
Without a doubt. Now, Jamie, you were out there in the forefront, the pregame show with Diane Marsaglia and Bob Harvey. So you were right there in the center of the action. I don't know if you saw this. You're in the activist group. Maybe you saw it before I did, but I just was told right before the show that the Freedom Caucus in Harrisburg, Joe D'Orso has been on the show a lot of times. They're antsy, I guess, because Republicans are not trying to impeach Diane Marsaglia. You have a lot of rhinos there that just will not go after them. So they are putting up a bill that will be the type of thing where an action would have to start in the House, but what it would trigger is a recall where people in Bucks County would have the ability to recall those two commissioners.
That would be amazing if that could happen. I mean, Diane Marsaglia and Bob Harvey have just been willfully violating the law out in the open for a while. Just like everybody was so surprised about what she did, but when I heard her say that, people violate the law all the time, like that, that's like a normal thing for her to say because she actually does do that. I mean, they're still trying to, fight to keep the RTK records I won, which what she's actually doing is asking a judge to change the right to know law to protect her emails because she doesn't want to give them up when the Office of Open Records said she owes them to me. So this is like normal for her.
Yeah, and,
so
I think at this point, there was such
Yeah.
publicity that all but those living under a rock in Bucks County have to be aware of this. And I didn't see any polling, but obviously the turnout with Marsaglia and Harvey at the last meeting, et cetera, it's indicative of the fact that if there were a recall that goes on here, I think they'd be recalled.
I think they would be recalled too. It's very unfortunate in 2023 we didn't have this publicity just about the right to know case of her trying to violate the law. I mean, she did that with COVID, with silencing Dr. Damsker and changing the health guidance. This with blocking Megan Brock's phone number. I mean, it's just been allowed to happen for so long, and we could just never really get the publicity on it because we just didn't have the means to do so. We're two mothers. We don't have, we don't have anything. So
you pack a big punch on all these things, and as I said, there's something in the water out in Bucks County where you have a lot of activity now, a lot of activists, and a lot of people making a difference. And if this recall thing works, that it's on the ballot, oh my goodness, the turnout and everything, it will be successful. So Jamie Cohen Walker, Jamie, where do we find you? Where do we follow you on Twitter to see what's going on in Bucks County?
Oh, I mean, I just have my own personal Facebook page, and I'm on Twitter. I just try to tweet things that, really apply to my life and my children's lives and things that are meaningful to me. And I'm happy that people are finally paying attention to what's going on in Bucks County because it's been going on for a while now. So I'm glad people are bringing attention. And if the Freedom Caucus leader wants to talk to me about this right to know case, I would love to talk to him about it.
We will try to. I'll mention that to him tomorrow, Jamie. I'll tell him about
Please
it without
do.
a doubt. I will, Jamie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome. Jamie Cohen Walker, a bit unassuming. She's a real powerhouse out there in Bucks County. And we'll try to get Joe DiOrso on tomorrow, the representative. He's come on before. The House Freedom Caucus now saying, all right, this would have to be introduced by somebody who is in the House. But then once that happens, you could get a recall going in places like Bucks County. So that could happen this year. Now, will Democrats fight this to the death? Of course. We have some rhinos, et cetera. Of course. But this could be happening. All right. Let's go to Scott in Mount Laurel. Scott, you're on Talk Radio 1210. Hello, Scott. Yo, Scott. All right, Scott. Let's go to Joe in Bordentown. Joe, good afternoon. What do you have today?
Good afternoon. Before I tell you about that, when the Eagles will play the Giants at Palmer Stadium, Tommy McDonald would show up in a green Beetle with the Eagles painted on the side of it.
Yeah, showman. Okay.
For my side question answer, it will be Stay With Me by Sam Smith, which is incredibly depressing.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Start. All right. Good start there. All right. Times Person of the Year coming up later. I think it's later this week. We have the short list now. I mean, isn't this an obvious choice, whatever they think of Trump? But on the short list, and they could spin this, you have Harris. I don't think Harris is going to be the person of the year. Netanyahu, I could see the machinations. I could see them spinning that way. The Presidente of Mexico. Now, she's only on there because of her back and forth with President Trump. Trump, Musk, and Joe Rogan. I think Trump is the clear person of the year, but we will see later this week. All right, coming up, we will have our own Earl of Tacony, who's in studio today, finishing off his Christmas albums, with a big announcement about the caller of the year. And Dan is mightily working on the big list of the 12. It's SMU versus Penn State. That type of stuff is involved. And we will have a real good week on that to determine who people think they listen for their call. And it's just often sparkling. It's just, there are people every day that really bring stuff that is just amazing. Let's go to Scott in Mount Laurel, who was the runner-up last year. Hey, Scott, welcome in.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, before my signal went out. Yeah, I tell you, when I hear that all of a sudden, amazing how every time something goes against what the left wants, a quote-unquote protest pops up immediately. They're right there.
Well,
amazing.
Scott, on the good news front, Penny came out, was waving, beaming, and there was a lot of applause. Now, I don't know who those people were that were applauding, but there were a lot of people applauding when he came out of the courthouse.
Well, if there is any sort of any continuation of a protest, we should stop calling them protests. We should call them Democrat-funded rallies or riots if they get violent, because that's really what they are.
Hey,
and
Scott, let me
putting
ask you
it
this,
that way.
though. Now, Scott Presler's coming up, and I hate to differ with him. Can I make the case that he says the jury may have been given permission by how well Trump did, popular vote, New Jersey, New York, different era, maybe in a different time if Trump had lost, they find Daniel Penny guilty?
You know, it's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Does it change the whole tenor of the mindset of the public? I think there's something to that potentially.
For now,
it's so hard to quantify, though.
You know what? It's the era of good feelings now. I think Trump did wonderfully in the interview yesterday with Welker. If he delivers on this, say, in the first year on any number of these fronts, that will continue, and I think you're going to see people emboldened to say it is a different day.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do feel that pressure where if they feel like everybody's saying this is right, this is right, this is right, even if you know it's wrong, sometimes people cave or they say, well, maybe I got to look at it differently, whereas their thoughts are strengthened when they feel like that, the public at large agrees with them.
Well, close call. Say they, in their minds, a close call. If you go with prosecuting or convicting Penny, nobody's going to bother you. People are not going to come after you on that. But if you say not guilty, they might come after you.
Yeah, well, that tells us a lot about what's going on in the country, and all the more reason why we have to push back on this left-wing nonsense and these fake protests and all this other stuff, because basically they're just strong-arming people. People should be able to go into a jury box, look at the facts, and make a decision without having to consider that they're going to be attacked when they get out.
Exactly. What's the song for you, Scott?
The one I've heard enough of, and I think certainly isn't the right one for a wedding, is "I Will Survive." We shouldn't be talking about getting out of a horrible relationship at a wedding. We should have nice songs that, about hopefully that this marriage will last.
It's a great dancing song. People know the words. Isn't that what does a lot of these songs?
Well, that is why people like it. That's why it gets played a lot. But it just, for me... I
can see women doing it right now. You're right. It has nothing to do with a marriage that you're going to survive.
I know. Tell me the truth, Tom. You hear that? You're ready to start singing, right?
Yes, that's the reason. That's why it works. Good choice, though. Thank you, Scott.
So am I.
I got it. I got why you think that. Yes. Dan, would you think that's appropriate at a wedding, or no? You're in the camp. It's suppressing.
I think it's okay. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Amazing. Let's play that. Yeah, who knows? I want to cover all my bases. All right. Scott Presler on Twitter, he's here at 2 today saying that, hey, would this jury have gone with Penny if Trump had lost? Do they feel it's a different era? Is there some of that in the air? All right. My thoughts on what's happened in Syria. But first, Daryl of Taccone coming up. Special announcement on the caller of the year. All right, 855-839-1210.
Rich Zeoli.
The story about artificial Christmas trees being more eco-friendly. I'm a big believer in getting them real. I don't know how you gentlemen feel about this, but I am a big believer in getting real Christmas trees because they help the family farms. Kirk has a real tree. Good for you, Kirk. I'm glad to hear that. You support the family farmers, Kirk?
No.
You said you have a real tree. That means you do support the family farmers.
Yeah, sorry.
Kirk's like, I have a real tree. I'm helping out. You support the farmers? No, F those guys.
Yes, I do.
Rich Zeoli, weekday afternoons 3 to 7. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
This school year, get your child or grandchild the help they need to succeed. Special tutoring and custom instruction is available from METC, the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. Now's the time to call Kathy Ganna and help your child have an outstanding year. Call the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. For over 30 years, METC's tutoring studio, founded by educator Kathy Ganna, has helped people of all ages grow personally and academically. Call Kathy today at 215-493-4200. METC offers motivational SAT prep as well as academic skills and leadership training. Call 215-493-4200. Visit online at METC.com. Call METC's tutoring studio today at 215-493-4200 or email Kathy directly at info@METC.com. Remember, 1210 listeners receive a free 1-hour consultation. Take advantage of this opportunity to help your child get one-on-one help. Call 215-493-4200. That's 215-493-4200.
You have key decisions to make about your money. Most investors don't beat the market, and neither do the hedge funds, who take a share of your profits. What if there was another way? A way for you to keep total control over your money where the interests were aligned. That's what the exclusive crash-proof retirement system is all about.
Mike Bizacci of Logan Township, New Jersey. You can't follow the market because nobody can predict it. What you have today could be gone tomorrow. That's the way it works, up and down, and your money goes up and down. That's what led me to see if there was another alternative. Crash-proof retirement gave me that alternative. With crash-proof retirement, the money you make is credited to your account, and that money's yours. No ifs, ands, or buts. No fees. We had a high point of 13.5%. Once it's credited, it's your money to keep. That's a big deal.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the Copperfield Inn on January 22nd. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Okay, it is Dom time, and Dan behind the scenes preparing the Big 12. I think we announced most of them the other day for Caller of the Year. Always fun, and last year the voting was fierce. And this man was voted the 2024 Caller of the Year. We're almost at the end of his tenure. Will he try to repeat? The Earl of Tacony. Earl, what's on your mind today?
Well, Dom, I wanted to come in and announce that, in the words of Calvin Coolidge and Jerry Seinfeld, I choose not to run.
Oh, Earl! No, that's horrible news, Earl.
This takes a lot of the intensity out of this. I mean, come on.
Well, I've given it a lot of thought, and I figure that incumbency carries certain disadvantages to the rest of the field. Also, I'm invoking the John Larroquette rule. When John Larroquette was on Night Court, he won the Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series in 84, 85, 86, and 87. No one had ever won 4 consecutive years. And in 88, he took his name out of contention to give someone else a chance to win. So even though I'm the inaugural winner, since I have 1 consecutive win, I figure that's a record-holding achievement. So I might as well drop out and give someone else an opportunity to try for the honor. Also, I am making some changes in my personal life that would make it more difficult for me to meet the obligations of Caller of the Year. I wouldn't be able to call as often. I wouldn't be able to attend events.
Wait, what are you saying?
You have a phone wherever you are. What's the big deal?
In the event that I do decide to make some changes, I wouldn't be able to listen to the show as often. I mean, I will continue to call in as often as I can, but I wouldn't be able to interact with the show as often as I would like, and I don't think that's fair being a holder of Caller of the Year.
Where is he ranked, Dan, the Earl of Tacony, in caller frequency? He was in the top 2 or 3, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot to give up there.
Yeah.
That is a tremendous amount to give up. So,
sad story.
Yeah, Earl, would you consider endorsing another caller, or do you want to refrain from that?
I would refrain from that. Like I said, I don't want to be peddling any influence. I would like it to be as fair an event as possible.
Okay. All right. It is a sad day here. Now, Dan, do we allow people still to write in the Earl of Tacony by popular
No write-in votes. You got to vote. Head-to-head votes on Twitter, twitter.com/@DomShow1210.
All right. So that will be coming up. And quite a Hall of Fame of callers. We just need a couple more females to get in here one of these years. It's caller frequency. Earl, thank you, but we're still looking forward to the Christmas album, and you're tuned for Scott Presler.
Yes, I was able to knock out a tune for Scott Presler. Dan also requested I try and get a song for Henry, but I've been working on that song for a year and a half, and it's just a very difficult song to write, and I just haven't gotten that yet. Possibly for next year. Just because I'm not Caller of the Year doesn't mean we can't have a Christmas album next year, possibly.
All right. So that's in its works. We'll unveil slowly but surely. The title this year is?
The title this year is The White Christmas Album. I was going more with the Beatles motif, but we decided that we're going to just rip off Bing Crosby because it's just easy and fun.
All right. Thank you.
And do you want my side question?
Yes, your answer, sure.
I'm going to go with Jimmy Soul and his 1962 hit, If You Want to Be Happy for the Rest of Your Life, Never Make a Pretty Woman Your Wife. From my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. I think that stopped being funny about 1966.
Yes, I'm not sure. Now, that would be banned. That's a really good one. At a lot of weddings, you would think. But it has a tune that people, I think they still play it.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people think it's funny and everything, but I mean, after 62 years, it's kind of wearing a little thin.
All right, good choice. That's what we're looking for today. Thanks to Jim Kelly for being the agent of that. Maybe tomorrow, too. Robert of Ben Salem had a great one. We might be using that tomorrow. All right, so Daniel Penny has left the courthouse. Here is Daniel Penny's prosecutor, though. I wanted you to hear this woman who allowed the killer of an 86 or 87-year-old man to go free, and she made the case, well, it wasn't the intention of the killer to do that.
So I'm going to give you an example of something that I did with a recent case of mine, and this has never been done in my office. I had a murder case where the defendant did not intentionally kill the victim. He went into an ATM on the Upper West Side and tried to rob an individual. Unfortunately, it was an older individual. He was 86. And in the course of the robbery, he fell to the ground, and as a result, he died. This is, under the law, a felony murder, which is akin to intentional murder. However, when I first got the case, I learned, I took the time to learn about the defendant. And it was a strong case, so it wasn't about a whodunit. I knew immediately who did it. I could prove it. I could take it to trial that day and win it. But it wasn't about that. It was that the more I learned about the defendant and his life and the circumstances, the kinds of things that Jarrell was talking about, that one should take into account the trauma of that individual, I really felt incredibly sorry for him that he had gotten to that point in his life where he felt like there was no other choice but to commit this robbery.
All right. So this is the prosecutor of Daniel Penny. Now, I guess it was one of the first days in law school that I remember. They told you set something into motion like this, where you have an 87-year-old frail individual who ends up dead because of your actions in doing this that are directly connected to it, then you're going to be charged with that, a murder. And this is the woman, though, that was all out for blood to get Daniel Penny. This is the woman prosecutor. That's a woman, by the way. I know it's weird. I thought it was anyhow when I looked at it. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you have to do is just push pound 1210. Now, on the Syrian situation, I had the good fortune to be in the Oval Office, as you know, a few years back. It was the third going into the fourth? No, it was the fourth year of the Trump presidency. And we had a situation where Syria was in the news again. And I was there with 3-4 other talk show hosts with Trump. They were getting ready for the election, et cetera. And in comes this congressional delegation, Dan Crenshaw and a bunch of others, maybe as many as 30 Republicans, all there to try to lobby Trump to put American military, 500-600 people into Syria. And we were able to hear some of it. Trump was, talking to these guys, and he let us stay. He didn't care, saying, no, there's no way we're going to do that. All that Syria is sand and death. And he's absolutely right in this situation with this rebel. But what this is about, what's happened here in Syria after close to 50 years of these dictators, what's happened is that Iran is under tremendous pressure. And they realize with Trump coming in, that pressure is going to be unrelenting. And they didn't ride to the rescue. Neither did Putin in this situation. And that's why Assad is out. Now, how will this play out with Tulsi Gabbard? It's a moving thing. I'm not sure. The argument over the weekend, it intensifies. Tulsi Gabbard went and visited with Assad, etc. She's the more likely target because the Hegseth thing seems to be turning a corner slightly. I think he's got a better shot now than he did a week ago, Pete Hegseth. And with Tulsi, this being in the news, will give her an opportunity, and I think she's out there telling senators exactly what she did when she met with Assad. But it takes away the idea that she would be a what? An operative of anything with this guy that was being pitched. So it will have some consequence. At this point, it's a good thing, as I said, because it removes the idea. It's Israel going after Hezbollah and these others, and Iran backing away now. And Trump is going to pursue this. Trump, in the next couple of years, is really going to push back hard in the Middle East. And I think certainly is deserving of the Nobel Prize. I don't think he'll get that. I don't think they'd give it to him no matter what when it comes to the Middle East. But he should be at least Times Person of the Year. Just think of what's been freed up here around things like Daniel Penny. Now, Mayor Adams is holding a press conference momentarily in New York. We don't see wide-scale rioting or anything, but we did see a lot of people claiming racism, racist system once again, here in the case of Penny. The fact that this guy was even brought to trial is shameful in the extreme. There is no doubt about that. But we'll see how this lands, how this plays out. We'll see what Adams says. And Adams has really moved away from a lot of Democratic positions. All right, we got all that going on. Scott Presler here at 2 o'clock today. We'll talk with him about the latest registrations and the big rally he's holding in Edison, New Jersey, around that town council who won't allow people to use the Constitution or the flag when they're standing up there for their 2 minutes a week. Also, our buddy, Dawn Fantasia, the state rep or the assembly person over in Sussex County on Twitter, really laying out Phil Murphy. Murphy today did this book banning bill signing in Princeton, and he was surrounded by all kinds of books of weird animals, kids' animals, fantastical animals, and heritage stuff. And she makes the point, that's not what people are complaining about. People are complaining about age-inappropriate material, mainly around sexual/transgender issues. That's what people don't want in the school library or the library in their town. But Democrats are spinning it. This is about censorship. Okay, 855-839-1210. Hit us on the side question, too. What's the song you would not want to play at a wedding on Talk Radio 1210?
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Wherever I go, online security is a top priority for me. In my personal life, on the job, with the family. That's why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. I do feel so secure and worry-free thanks to Privacy Pro's 3-in-1 subscription service. DuckDuckGo VPN, personal information removal, and identity theft restoration. So it helps protect your personal info from being exploited by those hackers, scammers, or privacy-invasive companies. I discovered DuckDuckGo years ago. It's an independent browser search engine, and millions use it. DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro provides me with a VPN, secure encrypted Wi-Fi connection, which I trust. I love that the DuckDuckGo VPN works on browsers and apps across mobile and desktop, up to 5 devices at once. Get a 30-day free trial at duckduckgo.com/1210. Then you pay $9.99 a month. Do this, duckduckgo.com/1210. Tell them Dawn sent you.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything, online to hybrid courses, lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Listen, here's the secret to your holiday savings. Ready? News! You can get gifts starting at just $3.99. Toys from Disney, Mattel, Barbie, Sonic, Looney Tunes, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Nerf, Hot Wheels, and more. You can put a bow on these brands and won't break the bank. Adidas, Champion, Puma, Reebok, Converse, True Religion, DKNY, and Levi's are all at prices so low, they're basically a gift. The savings are hiding at News! You can put a bow on these brands and won't break the bank.
Designers, excavators, engineers, architects, listen up.
What are you doing? We're working here.
If you want to save time, effort, and money on your next underground utility project, start using Pennsylvania One Call System's Coordinate PA application. Coordinate PA is the next generation of utility coordination that allows you to easily transfer and manage your complex projects from start to finish, all the way from the designer to the excavator. Be prepared for your next underground utility project with Coordinate PA.
Makes sense.
Visit pa1call.org to learn more.
The good and bad with home improvement projects. The good, you save a buck or two. The bad.
Kevin, there's no hot water.
So you move on to the car.
Kevin, what's with the car?
Good news, you can recover from these.
Kevin!
Well, most all of them. But when it comes to your retirement, a mistake can be devastating. Call Joe Yakovich at JML Financial Group. He's been helping folks prepare for retirement for over 30 years. That's why he's able to correct your do-it-yourself problems before they're problems. Get your complimentary assessment of where you are now and look at some of the retirement boxes you haven't even thought of.
Kevin!
You can't YouTube your retirement. Call Joe Yakovich at 856-925-6674 or visit jmlfinancialgroup.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, it is Dom time. Coming up, you have to see this, too. You can check it out on YouTube, and we'll play you certainly the sound of it. It's what cops go through on an almost regular basis. Imagine having to stop a maniac with a knife at the throat of apparently his wife, but also having to go through a plate glass window, it looks like, or glass of some sort. Couple of updates on the alleged shooter of the healthcare executive. NYPD now calling the man in custody a suspect, not just someone they're talking to, and appears to have had a similar weapon. And there are writings attacking, a lot of writings attacking the healthcare industry. So where's the play now of what the American people want when they see something like this? It's an obvious point of action and how bad the healthcare industry is. But we have people saying, yeah, this is what to do. This will scare them. This will get them started down that path by executing people like this. That's where we are. All right, this is Cut 9. Here's deputies involved in a shooting investigation and having to break through. You'll see on YouTube, but you can hear, too, breaking through just through a plate glass window. Two of them have to go in that way, but the guy holding, I believe it's his wife, hostage.
This people can go around hitting people. We all got reason.
That time?
Yeah. You want people to take care of you. I'll crash this chair.
I'm 10-4. I'm on the wrong
He's
side.
lucky I didn't grab a hold of him and kill him.
All right, hang on a second. Bye.
I would have killed him on self-defense if I would have got a hold of him.
Paul, relax.
Yeah? Well, you tell him that. Because if I would have got a hold of him, I would have snapped his neck and he would have been dead.
Okay.
He was standing outside. There was two of them.
Okay. All right, cool. Do you see what apartment they went into?
No, sir.
Okay. Give me a sec, all right?
No!
Come on, Jason.
No!
Come on.
No!
Mom,
I didn't do nothing to you!
can you let me in, please?
No! I didn't do nothing to you! No! No! I didn't do nothing to you!
Jason, listen.
I didn't do nothing to you!
Relax. Hey, man, just calm down, okay?
Jason.
It's okay.
Put the knife down.
No, he's got it. He's got it.
He's got her. Shoot her.
I don't got it.
There's the glass. There's a break-in.
Why are they taking me to jail?
Put the knife down right now.
Put it down.
Knife down right now. Knife down right now. Knife down right now.
Put it down. You're going to
All right, so that's just imagine coming home and having to deal with that every day, working in that kind of environment. Particularly when I saw that over the weekend, just pushing through the glass, the two officers to get this guy. All right, so we have the NYPD now calling the guy a suspect in this case. And we also have the weapon, apparently. Is there really public reaction that's in favor of the shooter? On Twitter, there's a good bit of it. And some of it is threatening. All right, so I'm not sure why that doesn't violate community standards, some of the stuff that I've seen. Look-alike contest in New York because the shooter's attractive. That happened over the weekend. Does this set off a chain of other people that are copycats? We'll see when they bring this guy in from Altoona, is where he's being held right now, apparently, and he is a suspect. All right, let's go to John in Wildwood. John, you're on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, John, good afternoon.
Hey, Don, happy holidays to you.
Thank you, John.
My song for not playing at a wedding is You've Lost That Love and Feeling by the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you think that gets played at weddings a lot, yeah?
No, well, it was played at my wedding. It was our wedding song for my wife and I.
Oh, it was? Why, that was a curious choice, no?
Well, it was one of the first dates we were on. We did a karaoke thing, and her and a friend of ours put my name in.
Okay.
And I sung the song. So.
Well, that's different.
And we actually met the one righteous brother that's still alive. We met him, told him the story. He said he's never heard that before in his life.
Good story, John. But overall, then, yeah, I wouldn't put that on the list. In his case, in his life, sure, that has a lot of meaning, without a doubt. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Seeing this today, someone sent me this. It's almost hard to believe, but there's a guy named Tom Taylor. I haven't seen a comic book in quite a while. They used to be, great method of entertainment. A guy named Tom Taylor is notorious for putting heavy-handed politics into his comic books. Now DC Comic Books has promoted him to the flagship Detective Comics title. He writes Superman lecturing Bruce Wayne on privilege as Batman is dying of a serious disease. So in other words, now the latest comic has Superman telling Bruce Wayne, who might be able to get a cure, why do you think you should be able to do that? That's privilege. You have white privilege, you have privilege. And this is, most of his comics have Superman on the issue of climate control. I never got the Superman and Batman thing. Batman's great, but he's not in Superman. Superman can just do anything he wants. Batman can't. But imagine the idea of, page after page, Superman trying to get Batman to see, Bruce Wayne, how he has privilege because he can get something done about an incurable disease others can't. That's the role of Superman here. It's an endless detail here. I don't know how these comic books sell. I would guess that New Detective Comics number 1091 will not sell that much. But DC Comics, they have a pretty good sense of the audience. They think it will sell. Or at least they want this guy in charge.
It'll be a collector's item at the least.
Because of this, you think?
Yeah. Whether it's in a good way or a bad way, for better or for worse.
Sounds like a bad way.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it bombs, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh man, we got to get that comic that completely bombed."
I'm trying to picture when I used to read comics or whatever. I know it's different audience. I can't imagine anybody wanting to get this that thinks somehow or another this is an entertaining comic.
Different strokes for everybody. Someone out there must find it if they're making it. They must feel that some demographic of the comic book readers would like this.
Okay. And
I don't know why, but yeah, I can't speak for them.
Yeah,
I
I
don't read
mean,
them.
I hear you. They're males, obviously, probably teen, young adult, right? They're not women.
Are kids reading comics anymore? I feel like this is like adult men, if anything.
Okay, and they might like to see Superman lecturing Batman on privilege. Wow. This is, look, the climate with Superman, trying to stop climate, I get it. That's sort of in the role of Superman to take
Gotta
something
save the
like
world.
that on. Yeah, he's got to save the world. But now he has to tell Batman you're privileged because Batman's going to die and Batman wants the cure.
Yeah, think about all those other people who can't get the cure.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, we'll have to monitor it. Henry, you let me know. You're in the comic. Let me know how much this sells, though. Maybe as a bizarro world collector's item. You're right. All right, so 855-839-1210. You get on board. You can jump in. Hit us with that all-time wedding song that you would ban. NYPD releasing new photos of the shooting suspect. Does look like the guy we've seen pictured before. The mayor talking about it, too. And you have to commend the NYPD. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at branding. They're good at what they do. And I think they potentially have the suspect. Hey, happy holidays to all. It's a perfect time to talk about Rescue Natural Supplements and their Deck the Hall sale. Right now, you can save up to 78% on exceptional natural vitamins for every area of your health, from essentials like omega-3s and probiotics to cholesterol support, natural pain relief, and more. The best part, over a half dozen health-boosting rescue products are marked down under $20. Get started or stock up today. Call 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a rescue product consultant or shop online at res-q.com, res-q.com. With Rescue, you can reinforce your immune system, boost energy, reach your health goals. Again, there's no code needed to save up to 78% site-wide. Get a head start on your health. Visit res-q.com. Do it today.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
I have to make an admission here on the show.
What?
First time yesterday for this holiday season, I tuned into a little Christmas music. 10 minutes worth, got my fix.
What'd you hear?
Wasn't the typical Wham and Mariah Carey. There were some other ones that I heard. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I was feeling it. I was. I dropped the girls off at dance at 5:07. I didn't want to say the station because of, Zeoli's going to get mad that I'm listening to B101 and not him at 5:08.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
For the area's finest dining experience with fabulous cuisine, extensive wine list, and waterfront views of the Philly skyline, visit the River Winds Restaurant in West Deptford, New Jersey. Enjoy entrees that feature certified Black Angus steaks and the freshest seafood while overlooking the Delaware River. River Winds can host your next special event. They'll plan your holiday party, family gathering, or corporate meeting in one of their newly renovated waterfront rooms, each with a private deck. For an incredible dining experience or special event, theriverwindsrestaurant.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-688-6641.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-688-6641. That's 800-688-6641. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm John Morgan. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately, 24/7. Our investigators, legal staff, and over 900 lawyers work together to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. Insurance companies know who we are, and now you know it too. This firm was built for greatness. This firm was built for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Morgan & Morgan, official partner of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Do you have shoeboxes full of old videotapes and photos? Starting now, radio listeners get access to our best last-minute holiday deals from Legacy Box. Get your family's videotapes converted for just $9 and photos professionally scanned for as low as 7 cents each, which is 76% less than what other brands charge. As the world's largest digitizer, you know you can trust Legacy Box to digitize your entire collection of old media. Everything from the embarrassing haircut you had in the 90s to photos of your great-grandma's wedding. Visit legacybox.com/value to get 200 photos scanned starting at just $19.95. Oh, and don't forget, Legacy Box also digitizes over 15 other types of analog media. It's the most meaningful gift you can give this holiday season. Take advantage of this exclusive last-minute holiday offer from Legacy Box. Go to legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com/value.
Hi, it's Rich Zioli. I'm joined here today by my friend, the co-president and CEO of Cooper University Healthcare, the one and only Dr. Anthony Mazzarelli. Dr. Maz and I are here to tell you about our buddy, Dr. Mike Veneria. Not only is he my dentist, he's my family's dentist as well. And not sure if you knew this, he's Dr. Maz's dentist too.
That's right, Rich. Dr. Mike Veneria is and has been my dentist also. And doctors choosing doctors, that can be quite a selective process. And not only do I go to him, but for years, my sister and my niece and my nephew, the whole family goes.
Well, it's no secret. We're all delighted by the care that Dr. Mike Veneria and his award-winning team provide, and you need to check him out.
Whether you're looking for pediatric, general, cosmetic, implant dentistry, you don't need to look any further. Dr. Veneria's office does everything. Dr. Veneria's office also exceeds all CDC guidelines and has always maintained the strictest infection control, like their centralized UV sterilization of airflow, which is incredibly important to me.
Locations are right over the bridge in Cinnaminson and Woodbury. Your perfect smile's waiting. Call 856-786-2020 or visit veneriadental.com.
Your weeknights are getting a whole lot better. With Jimmy Fallon, 7 to 10 p.m.
Back when I was a cab driver, trying to make my way in comedy and find some entree into television and radio and everything in between, I was writing articles, mocking sports culture and cancel culture and things like that. And they had booked me an interview on WPHT. They were the very first radio station to ever book me as a guest. We had a lot of laughs. So to be sitting here, 8 or 9 years later as a host in your lineup is obviously a really big deal to me personally.
Jimmy Fallon, now weeknights, 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
It's stand time
I can handle things. I'm smart, not like everybody says.
with Dom.
Yes, it's that time of the afternoon when producer Dan takes over the Dom Giordano program. And Dom, I implore all our listeners to head over to YouTube right now, youtube.com/@1210WPHT, because on the screen, Dom, is, let's get a drum roll going here. Your freshly approved Dom Time 2024 Caller of the Year bracket, Dom. We did it last year, and you just heard that Earl of Tacony was the winner last year, who's here in studio with us today to record a Christmas album. But, Dom, some great matchups with some great regular listeners. You want to run through them real quick?
Yeah, fire away and tell people where to go so they can they vote there?
We're not voting quite yet. Dom Show
Okay.
1210. We'll have the first matchup here in the final hour of the show. But, Dom, the buys. So how we did it this year is we've done it in the past where we just done, a straight bracket of 8. But in honor of the college football playoffs, why not do 12 and have 4 buys? So, Dom, after last year's contest, we gave those who did the best some buys. Earl was going to have a buy, but he stepped down from the competition you heard earlier in the show. So our 4 buys this year: Robert in Ben Salem, Scott in Mount Laurel, Leslie in Bryn Mawr, and then obviously Joe of Exton deserves a buy.
Absolutely.
So, Dom, going through the matchups, round 1, the Robert and Ben Salem side of the bracket, you have Gary in Newtown versus Allen in Yardley. Dom, why Gary, why Allen?
Both just quality callers, and both, Dan, have been at event after event. They're known that they have a tagline here. They're all over it.
In the bottom left of the bracket, the Scott and Mount Laurel side, we have Drew in Upper Darby versus Bruce in the Northeast. Bruce was on the fence this year as a nomination for us here, but we had a caller who actually nominated that. Or was it a Twitter person who said Bruce in the Northeast there, Dom?
Yes, it was. That Drew of Upper Darby is encyclopedic. He brings up stuff, particularly sports, second to none.
In the top right of the bracket, the Joe of Exton side, Dom, you have Bill of Bucks versus, and this one's one that we added in as somewhat of a station representative, but it started here on the Dom Show. That being, and spelled wrong on the bracket, I'll get that fixed.
No, leave it. It should be.
Nephew of Chris Matthews, caller now. Jimmy Matthews has made it onto the list of caller of the year, Dom, and why is that?
Well, he ran up the art museum steps in his underwear.
Yeah,
that'll
help you. That'll help you get on the list there, Dom. So Jimmy Matthews, spelled wrong, takes on Bill of Bucks, who is the #1 caller when it comes to volume. Bill has called us the most over the past year, so he's up there against Jimmy. And whoever wins that matchup will take on Joe of Exton. And finally, Dom, you have Tom in Marlton, who made it on the list, versus Joe of Columbus, a very cumbersome caller who calls with our side question every day, with the potential to face off against Leslie in that side of the bracket. Tom in Marlton versus Joe of Columbus. Why, Dom?
I love that guy, Tom Marlton, the Hawaiian shirts. He's just a pal, a guy, when he's at Mulligan's, that kind of thing. And great caller when he does call in. And the other was
Joe of Columbus.
Oh, Joe of Columbus is one of the all-time callers. A lot of it political, but occasionally he moves into the softer side of Sears.
And really stepped up on the side question as well.
That's what I mean. Yes, he's really taken to that.
So all week we'll be voting on this at Dom Show 1210 to cast your vote. So we'll put up the first of the bracket, Dom. How about we throw up? You want to start it off strong with Bill of Bucks versus Jimmy Matthews?
Yes, let's go with that. All right.
We're going to throw that up on Twitter, Dom, at Dom Show 1210. Vote. We'll have that up for, you know what, we'll leave that one up until the start of the show tomorrow, and then we'll probably do, an hourly vote or so? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. All right, let's see how that goes. You can vote right now, and you can view the entire brackets on the station's YouTube channel. Do that. Like and subscribe it. Let other people know about it. Coming up, Scott Presler. Stunning. Another big column on him over the weekend. We have new registration numbers in Pennsylvania, and he's got an action happening in Jersey already. We have the name of the alleged shooter. The guy's first name is Luigi. How many Luigis are out there? How many people name their kid Luigi? Is this guy from another country?
Is your brother named Mario?
Yeah, I'll see if Luigi calls me. And a disgrace to Italians. I got to say, I'll give you more details on this guy. It's quite a story of how we've arrived. Luigi Mangione. That's all straight ahead. Big 2 o'clock hour, Talk Radio 1210.
It's the most wonderful time. Oh, the most wonderful time of the year.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Honey, bags are packed and in the trunk. Is the car good to drive to Mother's holiday dinner?
Yes, dear. Car's good. We have Ox Car Care for their extended car service plan. Ox covers our repair bills if anything happens. We have no worries if any problems come up on our holiday travels. Ox Car Care has our back.
I remember. Ox has flexible coverage plans that can protect issues with engine, transmission, brake systems, and so much more.
Yep, we don't pay. Ox pays. Ox gets it fixed for us. Joe at the auto shop says Ox Car Care pays them directly, and there's no complicated paperwork. Ox is A+ rated, with already millions of dollars paid out in claims.
Right. They handled our claim from start to finish, unlike those other companies. Good call. The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill this holiday. The only thing now is, which pie is Aunt Martha making?
Drive with absolute peace of mind this holiday season. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-458-0279. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox today. 800-458-0279. 800-458-0279. Or oxcarcare.com.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Life without hearing aids can be frustrating.
Andy, did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I said I got the promotion, Dad. I thought you would be excited.
You're missing out on the important moments of your life because you just can't hear them. It's time to try the Jabra Enhanced Select 500, our smallest, most advanced hearing aid. With proprietary speech clarity technology, even the most complex listening situations like a noisy restaurant are crisp and clear. And you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Get Jabra Enhance over-the-counter hearing aids and stop missing the important moments. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Kale & Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Phil Almquist giving the Kale & Company flag to Jeremy. He's the recipient for the week.
You promise you'll fly it on your truck and you'll return it next week.
100%.
Okay. All right.
You have other people in the hopper stocker, so to speak, or how can people request the flag?
Probably won't be till January until you can do it, but we have other people. If you want to fly the flag high on your truck or house or whatever, you have to display it. It can't sit in the back of your truck like it did for Kale. Send me an email, greg.stocker@odyssey.com.
Start your day with Kale & Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, it is Dom time. Presently, we'll hook up with Scott Presler. And there's a lot breaking on the Presler front. New York Post, great stuff on this Luigi Mangione. Apparently, now we'll see how long the media wants to cover this. Now, Mayor Adams, and I'm putting this in context here, is the narrative going to be he used a so-called ghost gun? By definition, that's a gun you construct yourself, for want of a better term, is how I would describe it. Or is it going to be, this guy was a valedictorian, Towson, Maryland, and also he apparently is an anti-capitalist, among other things. His manifesto, everybody has a manifesto, reeks of that. Which one will end up being the narrative here? Let's go to Scott Presler. The narrative is there that Jersey is quaking as he's poised, well, more than poised, he's already into this on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Scott, welcome in. Congratulations. And New York Post has a Scott Presler desk there, I think.
Oh, it's been incredible. You know, thank you, John Levine, for that shining article. I've had so many phone calls of just people that want to volunteer, that are excited about going to New Jersey. And see, that's really why I put my plan immediately after delivering Pennsylvania and winning for Donald Trump, because I truly believe that victory begets victory. I believe momentum begets momentum, and people are already itching for the next project. And so we've laid out our plan. Wisconsin Supreme Court, April 1st. Pennsylvania, we're going to say no to retention to all 3 Democrat justices, no to retention. And we're going to focus on the New Jersey governorship, and that's our early vote action plan.
Well, Scott, let's start with Wisconsin, too, because people in the other states were good enough, our base, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, to help out in Pennsylvania, postcards and the like. And I can assure you, listeners are poised to help here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey with the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, because they realize what you've been saying, that these are the races, the momentum is there, we can win these races. What do people in Pennsylvania do? How can they help with anything in Wisconsin?
Thank you. Well, I think people really understand now. The Democrats, they, for decades, have been using California money to pour into swing states to turn us blue. And I think for a really long time, conservatives are like, you know what? I'm in Pennsylvania. Why should I care that happens in Wisconsin? Or, you know, what voice do I have in Wisconsin being a Pennsylvanian? So let me provide context for a second. So I was sounding the alarm bells in 2023 when we had a Republican Supreme Court and a Democrat by the name of Janet Protasevich was running for that seat. Now, I did everything I could to save the Supreme Court, and we still lost that election. We were outspent. Nobody was talking about it. Everybody was focused on the presidential election. So the Supreme Court, which is 4-3 red, became 4-3 blue going into the presidential election in Wisconsin. Now, even though Trump won, we lost the Senate seat. Eric Hovde lost that seat despite Trump winning. Now, we have the opportunity on April 1st, 2025, that a Democrat is retiring. And so if you guys all across the country help make sure that every Wisconsinite gets out on April 1st, 2025, you will flip the Supreme Court in Wisconsin back, and that's an opportunity to make sure that we have redistricting. There's not going to be gerrymandering of the state legislature. We're not going to have the unmanned drop boxes. We're going to continue to have voter ID laws. And last, just to tie a beautiful red bow on this, what happens in Wisconsin is ultimately going to impact all of your lives wherever you're listening to 1210, with Dom Giordano. So you can download the Early Vote Action app. And we don't have a campaign on there right now at this moment, but we are going to have the opportunity for you to do postcards, send text messages, make phone calls, and also talk to people on social media and give them a simple reminder.
And you'll feel so good about this. Rather than throwing up your hands, Scott, when, the other side pushes back here locally or somewhere else and saying, oh, woe is us. I just wish the Republican Party, well, Trump gets it. The momentum is there. You're seizing on it, even over the holidays, which is a time where people think about these things a little bit. They have a little bit of downtime from work, in addition to their holiday thoughts. And they say, you know what? We're in it forever. The momentum is here. The celebration is lingering to this new, and particularly, Scott, they're excited, Jersey. Now, I predicted in a column I put up with that picture that I'm going to get it and I'm going to hang it in the studio here of you and me at Mulligan's. It's in my
beautiful.
It's in my column this week, and people can't get enough of it, saying I must be shorter than I claim. Come on now, the guy really is 6'5". I'm standing with. Are you going? I predicted you'd go to Edison, New Jersey, and bring the Constitution, the flag, and voter registration forms with you.
Well, I did read that column, and thank you, and shout out to Linda Kearns as well. That was a really nice and thoughtful article you did for both of us. And it certainly was a team effort helping to deliver Pennsylvania. Now, you know me, I do not shy away from going to a city council or board of elections meeting. In fact, I'll be in Luzerne County on the 18th doing a victory lap at that Board of Elections meeting. But the only reason why I can't go to Edison is City Councilwoman Vicky Palladino. She's a firebrand out of Whitestone. We're hosting a Christmas party in Great Neck on the 11th. Otherwise, trust me, I would be there. But the early vote action team is going to be at the Edison, New Jersey meeting. And even though they have retracted the ban on the American flag at city council meetings, it is still so important, guys, that you show up anyway. The only reason why they retracted it is because they were getting flack, because the video went viral and everybody was peacefully up in arms about it. But no, we're going to be there. We're going to have American flags. We're going to have voter registration forms. We're going to have volunteer sign-up sheets. And so if you want to not only stand up for our flag and stand up for your First Amendment rights to free speech, but if you also want to learn how you can get more involved in the New Jersey governorship election, then I do encourage you to show up on December 11th, 7 p.m., Edison, New Jersey.
Absolutely, Scott. And, more shocking than the flag, because somebody can bring a giant flag in. That's still, how distracting is that? You couldn't hold up the pocket Constitution. That's what gave away the game here, that these people are petty little dictators. Scott, good news, though. I wanted you to know this in case there's anything that's helpful here, because I can see at some point the Presler machine will be on this. The Freedom Caucus told me this morning they're introducing a bill, and I think they can get it through, that would say what happened in Bucks County, if somebody brings this up in the legislature, then a recall can be issued, is what is in play in Bucks County. And I think if there were a recall anytime this year in Bucks County for Marseglia and Harvey, they would be recalled.
That would be, that would be phenomenal. And I just, I want to really say it has nothing to do with Diane Marseglia or Commissioner Harvey. It doesn't even matter that any cheating that they would have done counting misdated or undated ballots, it has to do with the future. And that if we allow them to get away with even counting 10 unlawful ballots, then that is going to be deemed as precedent, and it's going to be used in 2025, 2026, and beyond. So no, whenever there is unlawful action being taken by these county commissioners, we must squash it immediately to make sure it never happens again.
Absolutely. Well, that's moving forward, and a lot of it had to do with your speech and the turnout, et cetera. Now, you teased on Twitter Pennsylvania registration numbers. That's what we're doing every week with Scott Presler around this time when he can join us, hopefully every Monday. What can you tell us happened in registration in Pennsylvania this month or this week?
So even after Election Day, Democrats have continued to lose since the November 5th election, voter registrations. Now, it's been about 400 to 500 every single week. And the reason why is still some counties are not reporting. Lancaster has almost reported nothing, Allegheny, Philly, and Chester. And so some of the larger counties are still canvassing and doing their reporting from the election. But despite that, the Democrats in this last week lost 1,300 more cumulative registered voters. And so they were at 285,000 more Ds than Rs. Now they're at 283. And I do believe that's the lowest point in modern history the Democrats have ever been at. And again, this is during Christmas time. This is during the holiday season that politics isn't really, in mainstream. And yet the Democrats are still losing 1,000. If we play our cards right, we could very well have a plurality of registered Republicans by the 2028 election. And our goal at earlyvoteaction.com is to take Pennsylvania off the table for Democrats. Our 23 staffers are on the ground now. They will be on the ground through December. We're going to march straight into January. And I'm going to be doing in-person trainings beginning in January across New Jersey.
Excellent stuff. Any in South Jersey, let us know. I think we can turn out a lot more volunteers for you, Scott.
Oh, that'd be great. And thanks again for your column. Thanks again for joining us in Bucks County. You know, I really think I think the people loved doing that, you know, in studio at the Newtown Athletic Club at the NAC. I think we should look for more opportunities because, I mean, literally hundreds of people came. It was a great chance for them to meet you, to coordinate with other like-minded conservatives. I had a great time.
We will do that. I already have it on my agenda here at the station, Scott. Wherever Presler is in our area, that's where we want to be. But we also want to help with donating because your donations are going fine here, but your goals, your staff to take New Jersey, we're counting on a massive thing because Democrats are on the ropes, but still they have all that money, all that party infrastructure in Jersey. It's still going to be a battle. So what do we do? Where do we go?
Thank you. I know times are tight right now, and you're all preparing for Christmas. So if you have to wait, I completely understand. But for any of those that are able to financially support our work, you may go to earlyvoteaction.com. And I promise you, I'm not even taking a salary from my own organization. All of your funds are going to go directly to hiring staff in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and that's a solemn commitment.
Scott, thank you very much. Again, continued success. The momentum is there. We need to do leadership seminars with Presler. The parties could learn a lot from this. So until next week, Scott, thank you as always.
See you next Monday for our voter registration report.
Thank you, Scott. Scott Presler here every Monday at 2 o'clock. We'll give you an update on that and everything else that he's involved in. It is, I feel we're on the cusp of a revolution here in Pennsylvania. Now, let me play you before we get, so I don't forget, Henry. You were good enough to get this. I don't want to forget it. Then we'll do Dom's Money Melody. Here is the leader of the BLM in New York talking about the Daniel Perry decision.
We need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
Right.
I'm tired.
All right, so Black Lives Matter in New York. We haven't seen anything on that front fully yet that I know of. Amazing, isn't it, how far Black Lives Matter has fallen from the heyday of all that money? Where did it go? And the suspect, Luigi Mangione, all right, it sounds like it's out of how many of the Luigis?
Straight out of Central Casting right here.
Which narrative is going to play out? A lot of anti-capitalist writing. He was a valedictorian. A lot of climate stuff. He was reading those Superman comic books, I guess. And is that, that this guy wanted to kill insurance executives because of something that happened to his relative? Or is it going to be the ghost gun thing? Now, we'll see how the media reports on this. Right now, it's even more reporting than what's happening with Daniel Penny. But we'll see. You know where they want to go. Mayor Adams talking about ghost guns with this guy. There was a lot of false identity stuff that he did. I would predict you don't just do something like this. There's going to be a history. He liked the Unabomber. Apparently, the writings of the Unabomber, a lot coming out around there. And that was left-wing stuff. If this guy were a right-wing crazy, you know that's exactly where the media would go. So by tonight, which one are we going to see? CNN probably has 30 people already working on the ghost gun thing. All right, so phone lines are 855-839-1210. It is time right now for...
It's Dom's Money Melody.
Where has all the money gone?
And we are playing for a pair of tickets to see Styx and Kevin Cronin from ROE Speedwagon plus Dan Feder at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Wow, big tickets, Henry. What can you tell us about those groups?
What can I tell us about
Yeah.
them? Oh, I mean, who doesn't like Styx and
Right.
REO Speedwagon, another great band from the 80s here?
Yeah, I think they're the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, they're both 80s. Yeah,
Yeah.
Great 70s, 80s vibe.
Big ticket at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. It's August 8th, 2025. For tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com. All right, we might have this most of the week, so be ready for that. What's the backstory here, Henry?
Sorry about that. Yeah, so in honor of today's side question, we were looking at all-time songs you do not want to hear played at your wedding.
Right.
Dan brought up at the beginning of the show the Macarena. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to play the cover of Macarena in a different language. You're going to tell me which language it is, all right? Easy enough?
The language, again, you're taking the collar here with the language. Oh, man, go ahead.
All right.
Vážně mi můžeš věřit. Můj starý platí mě lekce makareny. Šajn nemá, že tím sponzoruje mi. Že místo tance jdu za svým kancem, zatímco on dělá na mě bance. Platí mi lekce s mým hřebcem, že by to zjistil fakt i bez šance.
Má mladá vrejna venka si asi křena a teď furt posílá mu svá fota obnažená. Nálada má, ta je z toho pokažená. Má asi křena.
All right, what language is it? 855-839-1210. Just one commentary. I hate to pile on the mummers, Henry, but it was even the last couple of years. They have all year to prepare. And what was the theme? The Macarena.
Was it really?
I mean, yes. I mean, there ought to be a limit. You got to say, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, we don't care. We don't care if we win it. No. You're not doing this in the parade. You got to pick something a little bit more contemporary that hasn't been.
Yeah, this song's over 30 years old now. Like, what are we doing?
Wait a minute. Is it?
1993, yeah.
Oh, my. I thought it was maybe like in the 2000s.
No. I would think that, too. I thought I heard that all the
God.
time coming up, but no, apparently it's
31 years of this torture.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What language is that in? Oh, man. Any other clue you want to give? I don't know. If I'm gonna get
do
this
I want to
language.
give some people from the country, maybe? I don't know.
Not yet. All right. Let's see if we can get somebody.
Yeah,
that
we'll see
knows
if we
that
got
language.
somebody first.
All right. 855-839-1210. What language is that in? Hit us, and we'll send you off to the pavilion here on Talk Radio 1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Wawa closing another store in Center City.
All those old Wawas that used to be just Wawas, they're using those old footprints to put in the Spartas, which is basically Wawa without being Wawa.
I've seen some Royal Farms that have popped up in all the Wawa spots.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all, I don't know, I think Wawa kind of had the market cornered, and these are all people that are late to the party.
Agreed.
This is the 9th store to close.
Has Sherelle Parker issued a statement on this
Nope.
great accomplishment on her resume?
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Bob's Little Sports Shop, Delsey Drive in Glassboro, is your one-stop shop for firearms and firearm safety. Bob's now offers an expanded selection and classroom area, NRA-certified instructors for all your firearm education. Bob's also has your New Jersey carry permit qualifications and an indoor pistol range open daily.
As they wrote our founding documents, our founders prayed each day that God would guide them as they wrote and guide them on their way. They knew that all our liberties were a gift from God above, and that we all must work to keep this land we love. We call this land America, the land of the free. To keep this the greatest land, it's up to you and me. Our freedom is a constant fight. We all must do our part. To stand and fight for all our rights is where we all must start.
Remember Bob's Little Sports Shop for firearms and firearm safety. Call 856-881-7575 or bobslittle.sportshop.com. Paid for by Bob's Little Sports Shop, Glassboro, New Jersey. It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Guarding online privacy is critical for me, personally and professionally. That's why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. I feel secure with Privacy Pro's 3-in-1 subscription service, DuckDuckGo VPN, personal information removal, and identity theft restoration. So we're able right now to offer you a free 30-day trial at DuckDuckGo.com/1210. DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro provides me with a VPN, secure encrypted Wi-Fi connection that I trust. It hides my IP address and location from the sites I visit, which is critical because I spend a lot of time on the road multitasking, online, doing show prep, researching the latest news. I love that the DuckDuckGo VPN works on browsers and apps across mobile and desktop. Get a 30-day free trial, DuckDuckGo.com/1210, then pay $9.99 a month. Do this. DuckDuckGo.com/1210. Tell them Dawn sent you.
'Tis the season for Tasty Cake. That chill in the air means it's time to snag those limited edition Tasty Cake treats. Enjoy your favorite holiday flavors like Frostbite donuts and salted caramel cheesecake pies, or warm up the family with some hot chocolate and mint chocolate candy cakes. Hurry over to your local store right now to stock up on the best flavors of the season, because the holidays aren't complete without your favorite Tasty Cake treats. Grab these treats before the season ends and make today tasty with Tasty Cake. Accept no substitutes.
Win big this holiday season with CNC Heating and Air Conditioning's win-win deal, offering the best HVAC value on new installs to keep your home warm. Save thousands instantly with no equipment markups, extended 10-year warranty, rebates, and tax credits. Plus, CNC makes budgeting for your new system easy with 0% financing options. Schedule an estimate today with CNC Heating and Air Conditioning, your local York-certified comfort experts, and start saving today. Visit cc-hvac.com. Offers only for new installations through January 31st.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Hey girl, it's your new night guy, Jimmy Fallon in the house from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and free on the Odyssey app.
It's Dom's Money Melody.
All right, big prize today. Great tickets over to the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Listen to the Macarena. What language is this in?
Mladá prejna venka si asi křena a teď furt posílá mu svá fota obnažená. Nálada má, ta je z toho pokažená. Má asi křena.
All right, let's go to Gary in Springfield. Gary, what language is that in?
Hey, Dom, it sounds Spanish to me.
I need the judges. No, it does. I mean, it's a Macarena, so it's going to have that quality to it. Well, we haven't talked to Joe in National Park since forever. Joe, how you doing?
Hey, how you been?
Good, Joe. What's the this cone of silence on you? I'm glad you called.
No, well, you know, it's never been. It's been around. It's working a lot. It's that kind of thing. No, I miss talking to you.
I hear you, Joe.
Right,
I do too.
I'm gonna guess I'm going to guess Portuguese.
No Portuguese, Joe. Give a clue.
Maybe,
here.
yeah. Here, let me give some
Yes.
countrymen here. It is the home country of one late Ivana Trump and former flyer Jaromir Jagr.
Okay. I don't know what Dottie's going to do with that, with the hockey one, but we'll see.
So I gave it Trump.
Dottie in Abington. Dottie, what's the country? What's the language?
I'm trying to think of where Ivana Trump is from.
Europe.
I know
I'll tell you, it's
Eastern-
Europe. It's Europe. Which one?
I know it's Eastern Europe.
Yeah, you're in the neighborhood.
Slovenia?
Say it again.
Slovenia?
No, they make great TVs, though. Okay.
No, we'll have to take this
Yeah,
off there.
take
Yeah,
off there.
give me a call.
Okay.
Give me a call, and I'll take your call.
Yeah, it is there, and it's not as far east as she was. I would say not quite there, but yeah, Central Europe. 855-839-1210.
Yeah, I don't know my geography of this country that well, but it's around those countries.
Yes. Think of here's an outlandish clue to give. Think of Chamberlain signing on this. Now, if your history's good, you'll know what country that is.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Oh, all right. 855-839-1210. So we got the suspect in custody. It is legitimately a suspect. The mayor of New York talking about ghost guns, but everybody else talking about, as I said, this vast litany with this Luigi Mangione of writing about the Unabomber, his idol, and some sort, it appears. And you mean to say he never acted on this until he allegedly shot the healthcare executive? 855-839-1210. That's how you get in. Hope you're inspired every Monday. Book it at 2 o'clock. He's much in demand, but he's our guy. And that is Scott Presler. The stuff that he's up to, where we are right now. You heard today, he's on the march. And Edison, they'll have people there. You're going to see him in South Jersey. He'll be training here. We'll tell you about it. Go out, meet him, and all that. And it is going to be not a sure thing, but I think we have a great shot of winning New Jersey. Let's go to Robert and Ben Salem, one of the big four there that got the big buy this time around. So there you go. So, Robert, that means you'll be able to rest up and eye up the other opponents as the voting begins. Is Robert there? I don't know what happened there. Do we not? I'll put him on hold here. A little of the musical interlude there might have been too much.
Yeah, our lines are getting crossed right now. So
okay, all right. So 855-839-1210. I'll go back to him here in a second. Let's go to Drew in Upper Darby. Hey, Drew. Good afternoon.
Hey, Dom. Thank you so much for having me. First things first, Dom. Like to the gentleman, Dave, in somewhere in New Jersey, he vouched for me. You know, I was humbled, man. I never, ever had that done for me before. I was like so flabbergasted when I heard him talking about me on the radio. So I just want to say thanks to that gentleman.
Well, you are, and particularly your in-person renderings at Mulligan's are legiondary. Yes.
I appreciate that, Dom. Dom, real quick, you know, what's going on in Syria? First the Biden administration, they're going out of their way to like make everything a thorn in Trump's side with the long range missiles they sent to Ukraine.
Yes.
And then Trump was adamant. No, he doesn't want any troops on the ground anywhere. Now with this new situation in Syria, I wouldn't be surprised if this administration, just out of spite, just to make it difficult for our president-elect Trump, if they just put some of our troops down there as advisors, just disguise them as advisors or something like that. So
Drew, I wouldn't, because they're trying to take credit for this. And Obama's the one that talked about the red line, then didn't follow through on it. And Drew, I was there in the Oval Office when these Congress people came in, and Trump said, no, there's no way we're putting advisors in there. Toward what point, if we have to, he did, in the wake of the bombing in Syria, bomb them. And it was effective.
You're absolutely right, Dom. It's so inspiring to hear Donald Trump talk like that. Like, you know, he's looking out for us. But as far as the side question goes, I don't know if anyone's even heard of this guy. You might have, Dom. There's an old country singer. His name is Tom T. Hall. And he had a song with the lyrics that I don't think are appropriate for any young bride. I guess the guy might go for it, but here are the lyrics. The following lyrics are faster horses, older whiskey, younger women, more money. One more time, Dom. Faster horses, older whiskey, younger women, more money. So I don't know if that would be a good song to play at a wedding. So.
Very nice. I've never heard that, but you know what? If it just has a sound that people dance to, it doesn't matter how bad the lyrics are, apparently. It's coming from Jim Kelly, who DJs, as you know. And he was doing his 60th birthday party and said, these are the songs that are on the Do Not Play list. And it's also coming off of Village People, YMCA and the like with Trump. I told you, too, if you missed it. Locals, which became, it's because Eric Trump went there once. They started with the cookies. Trump had close to 40,000 sold. Kamala Harris maybe had 2,000. Now they have a Trump gingerbread house, among other things, that apparently has some musical connection to YMCA and Trump all over the house. We gotta ask them if those are selling. Yeah, how they're selling it. It's on their Twitter. That it's apparently their item right now. Why not ride that? Yeah.
And speaking of musical things, we do have our winner for the Money Melody. It was Bill in Downingtown. He guessed the correct answer that the language is Czech.
There you go.
That's what we were looking for. Asikrena is the Macarena in Czech.
So Chamberlain went there after Hitler had marched into the Rhineland. Then he had taken over Austria, particularly through Vienna. There were a lot of Germans. It was kind of Germanic. So the excuse they said, well, what are you going to do? They want him. They're Germans. Then he went into Czechoslovakia and took over the Sudetenland. And then he said, well, I'm not putting any pretense anymore. He took over the whole country. And then it was one step to Poland.
Yeah.
I've been watching on Netflix. I recommend it highly. Churchill at War. It's great. Really well done. And Churchill says at the end, just think about it. We went to war to protect Poland against the Nazis. And what we did over 6 years and all that was Poland turned over to Stalin. But Hitler would have gone beyond Poland anyhow, so he wasn't going to stop there. All right, 855-839-1210. Get in on the side question here. Busy news day coming up. The Trump exchange with Dr. Jill Biden over the weekend and how Trump is using that to sell perfume and cologne. I want to know, is anybody willing to pay, much as you might like Trump? Come on, there's a lot of Trump merch out there. $199 a bottle for cologne?
Nah.
I don't pay nearly that much for, why would you pay that much for it? Is it the scent or is it to say you're wearing Trump today? But Dr. Jill Biden is involved. I'll tell you how around that at 855-839-1210. Hey, the NFL, Monday Night Football, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino wants you to win even bigger. Right now, all customers can get a 30% catch-a-pass profit boost on the Bengals versus Cowboys Monday Night Football. That means you can boost your next NFL catch-a-pass bet by 30% and take home even more winnings during the Bengals-Cowboys game. Bet on over-unders, spreads, player props, and a lot more. Plus, if you win, you'll get paid instantly. So don't wait. Download America's #1 sportsbook by visiting FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M, to take advantage of a profit boost today. There's a ton of them. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus. I'll give you one for next week, Henry. What are the odds? Even against Pittsburgh, A.J. Brown and Devontae are going to have more catches. I would say 1.5 times at least what they had this time.
They're definitely going to force feed him after that.
That's what's going to happen. Yesterday. So will FanDuel, do you think FanDuel reflects that?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. See if we can.
It'll be interesting to see how many they have for the two of them because of their, being disgruntled over what happened yesterday. So let me read the end, then you can tell me here. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Max wager amount applies. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Got a roofing problem? Don't let it ruin your day.
Emmons Roofing and Siding offers professional roofing services, from repairs to complete lifetime warranted replacements.
And you can trust our experienced team to keep your home safe and secure. And we can even handle insurance claims for you.
Give us a call today at 856-885-6677 or visit us on the web at callemmons.com. From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Honey, bags are packed and in the trunk. Is the car good to drive to Mother's holiday dinner?
Yes, dear. Car's good. We have Ox Car Care for their extended car service plan. Ox covers our repair bills if anything happens. We have no worries if any problems come up on our holiday travels. Ox Car Care has our back.
I remember. Ox has flexible coverage plans that can protect issues with engine, transmission, brake systems, and so much more.
Yep, we don't pay. Ox pays. Ox gets it fixed for us. Joe at the auto shop says Ox Car Care pays them directly, and there's no complicated paperwork. Ox is A+ rated, with already millions of dollars paid out in claims.
Right. They handled our claim from start to finish, unlike those other companies. Good call. The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill this holiday. The only thing now is, which pie is Aunt Martha making?
Drive with absolute peace of mind this holiday season. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-458-0279. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox today. 800-458-0279. 800-458-0279. Or oxcarcare.com.
Listen, here's the secret to your holiday savings. Ready? You can get gifts starting at just $3.99. Toys from Disney, Mattel, Barbie, Sonic, Looney Tunes, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Nerf, Hot Wheels, and more. You can put a bow on these brands and won't break the bank. Adidas, Champion, Puma, Reebok, Converse, True Religion, DKNY, and Levi's are all at prices so low, they're basically a gift. The savings are hiding at You can put a bow on these brands and won't break the bank.
Steel holiday savings are here. Find the perfect gift at your local Steel dealer or shop the Steel Holiday Gift Guide at steelusa.com. Weather sponsored by Malvern Retreat House.
A weak storm system moves through the Delaware Valley. Today we'll have rain at times through the afternoon. It starts to dry out for the evening commute. High temperature up around 50 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy and not as cold, low 44. And for Tuesday, mostly cloudy and milder with a high 56.
Weather sponsored by Malvern Retreat House, the nation's largest Catholic retreat house in Chester County, hosting men's and women's retreats, couples retreats, spiritual direction, recovery retreats, and more. Retreat from the noise and hear God's voice at malvernretreat.com.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
Okay, Dom Giordano show. We know this, but maybe not the enormity of it. Elon Musk just posted on Twitter the ratio by college, and I have some of the locals here, of people that are Democrats versus Republicans. Bryn Mawr, are the ones that identified. 72-0. There's not one at Bryn Mawr. Not one. Give me a break.
That's pretty crazy.
72-0. Swarthmore is 120-1 is the ratio.
Lone survivor.
I'd rather have that, though, but then the 72-0. Let me see if I can find. These are the top independent or liberal arts colleges. Any others close by? Muhlenberg, Franklin Marshall, 15.4-1 is the average. Haverford, is that 15.5 or is it 187? Let me see. Yeah, not as bad. Swarthmore and Bryn Mawr and Wellesley is 136-1. My God. Yeah, those are the worst. We have some of the worst in the country right here. So the next time they talk about diversity, might be something to consider. Two of the worst, Bryn Mawr and Swarthmore. Let's go to Robert in Bensalem on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Robert, welcome in.
Hi, Dom, Dan. My apologies for earlier. I first wanted to say thank goodness that they put Dick Allen into the Hall of Fame finally. I always had a soft spot for him because he took the time to come out to a Christmas dinner that we had at the children's home I grew up in, and I'm glad for his family. The second thing, I would have called in earlier, but the Earl completely knocked me to the floor. I know that he's the inaugural caller of the year, but what he did today should make him a shoo-in for the inaugural member of the Dom Giordano Hall of Fame.
Oh, we got to get started on that. Yes. I love it.
If I'm ever fortunate enough to be in that position, I will follow in his footsteps and make it a one-time thing. My answer to the side question is, I think that I'm going to pick the Hokey Pokey.
Yes!
I mean, at first I thought you were just picking any song.
Right.
So I'm thinking of songs that would irritate the women. But the Hokey Pokey is a wedding song that we could all do without. It's for people that can't dance. And the chicken dance was no better. But you guys have yourselves a great day.
Exactly. Wipe them out.
I look forward to the week.
Brought Earl in the studio if he wants to.
Thank you very much. Well, Robert, I'm sorry, but he's listening.
Yeah,
okay, hey, Earl, you want to have a comment there, and you were finishing up the Christmas album. Go right ahead.
No, any comment there, Earl?
Yeah, Earl.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
No, we managed to get the Scott Pressler song done.
Yeah, that's why we dropped back in. We didn't know if you wanted to hear the Scott Pressler song.
Yeah, can we? Sure, let's hear the Scott Pressler. But he was saying in the footsteps of the Earl of Tacony, if he's ever elected to the Hall of Fame, which doesn't exist yet, but will. I'm working on the bat. And I loved Richie Allen. I don't call him Dick Allen. Richie Allen.
Yeah.
Because of what he suffered in Philadelphia. Don't know that he's a Hall of Famer, though. Just saying. No. You know, I know they're using modern metrics with this. Henry might be our guy on this, but I am very sensitive about that. Dave Parker, same thing. Oh. Neither one of them hit 400 home runs. They weren't even close.
I purposely bought Dave Parker's rookie card this time last year, knowing that he'd get a chance at the Hall of Fame, as I think he should.
Oh, goodness. All right.
So, yeah, maybe I'll make a little moolah on that Dave Parker card.
I think they're examples of people that are that close, but maybe not.
I think the World Series and the MVPs for Parker helped, and obviously I think it doesn't.
Then what the Chris,
and you know what? Dick Allen has an MVP himself as well.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I think
he's a great player.
I think there's something for being the best player in the league at least one time in your career.
Absolutely. I look at the whole career though, and I think you need 400 home runs if you're a Pal.
Yeah, it's a fair basis. But yeah.
All right, this is part of the Christmas album, the White Album. With Earl of Tacony and his homage. We have to send this to Pressler. He'll definitely get a kick out of it.
Very specific request here that you made. Followed through on. It was good stuff, Earl. You ready for this stuff?
Yeah, here we go, Earl.
Scott is a guy wants to make the earth pretty. Picking up garbage in Baltimore City. Small act of kindness, much happiness brings. That was the start of Scott Pressler things.
A whole biography, Dom.
He moved from VA to the state of PA. He's tall, he has long hair, and happens to be gay. A strong work ethic to the party he brings. That is another of Scott Pressler things. Talks to Amish, gets them to vote, goes to a gun show. If you Google Scott Pressler, it's spelled with one S. He goes where the Dems won't go. Thinks that Scott is a big GOP chump. He worked with Watley and also with L. Trump. A Donald Trump victory to PA he'd bring. We're thankful for that winning Scott Pressler thing. Known as the persistence, he shows Dems no mercy. Next target of his, the blue state of New Jersey. Can he make Cali turn red in the spring? Future ambitions for Scott Pressler things.
All right, everyone. That was a weird request for Scott Pressler. We'll definitely get that to and fulfilled. It's like a Sinatra. Earl, your voice just changes into the singing voice and speaking. Wow, stunning.
Well, I did what I could. 36-hour contract notice. But just give me a list of things, and I'll put them to music somehow.
All right, but not Henry, though, right?
Well, I've been trying to do Baby It's Cold Outside, my own version of it.
With Henry? Yeah.
Well, Dan suggested I do it with Henry. But I was going to do it at Feast of Seven Fishes with Leslie from Bryn Mawr. But like I said, I've been trying to write the song for a year and a half, and the song is just so poorly written that I can't get anything out of it. I've been working a year and a half to try and get that song written.
All right, well, look, I promised several people we're going to do the Feast of the Seven Fishes next year. In fact, Jim Worthington said he'd handle all the details.
Oh, that's
there you
good.
go. Yeah. And I already have Gallows. They're already on board. It was just all these side details.
Let's not forget, Earl also, he is known for performing live at Dom Giordano events. Remember, he did perform with the Tom Jones band. Or no, was it Neil Diamond or Tom Jones that he performed?
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
And I think Joe Sibilia and the Earl of Tacony together on the marquee. You can't top that. You just can't. Thank you, Earl, very much. And again, thanks for stepping down, even though I wish you hadn't. And I may have to put executive privilege on and put him back on the thing.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Come on now. If they elected unanimously and say we still want him, you would have
I feel like I need to hand him a cell phone to hold up to his ear so he talks more.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks, Earl. It is the lightning round next. Give us that song at a wedding that you do not think should be played here on Talk Radio 1210.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. I can't recommend enough my friend and dentist, Dr. Mike Veneria at Veneria Dental. But I also want to share a little secret with you. You know, we're in the final stretch of 2024. As you know, you could possibly have dental insurance benefits expiring soon. Come January, most benefits reset. So if you've been putting off getting that dental procedure done, now is the time to schedule your appointment and use any remaining benefits for 2024. Dr. Mike's office will help you work through all of it, so just give them a call. Dr. Mike Veneria is the master of implant dentistry. His level of care and commitment to dental excellence is unmatched. And if you're nervous to go to the dentist, don't be. Dr. Mike and his staff makes your dental experience simple. He's been named a top dentist in New Jersey for 10 consecutive years. He's respected among his peers as being a master of dental implants. And yes, he's my family dentist. So stop putting off seeing a dentist or getting that complex dental procedure done, and don't waste those benefits. Taking care of your teeth is so important to your overall health. So call his office at 856-786-2020 or veneriadental.com. That's VANARIA, veneriadental.com.
This is Dr. Marianne Ritchie. Tune in to Your Radio Doctor every Saturday afternoon at 5 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT for the latest healthcare news and information, because your health is your wealth. That's Your Radio Doctor, Saturdays at 5.
Don't miss the Labor and Energy Show with J-Doc and Krause. Brought to you by the Labor and Energy Alliance this Saturday night at 6. Find out about the important issues that will affect you. The Labor and Energy Show, Saturday night at 6 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-727-9105. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Do it today at 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
And that's right. And Dom's Lightning Round every day is sponsored by Cherry Hill Volvo. Right now, lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. See store for details. They always go the extra mile for their customers because relationships matter at Cherry Hill Volvo. This just in. I can't even see time doing this, but who knows? Ivanka Trump just tweeting out, rumor is they're considering Kamala Harris to be the person of the year at times. Look, if they think they've been discredited, do that in some attempt just to gain some kind of publicity here that's ridiculous. And we'll see what the backlash is.
It's like the biggest participation trophy of all time.
It is. That's a great line for it. Put that up on Twitter right now. There you go. All right, Pat in Lehigh Valley. And Pat, you were one of the people under consideration for your great calls. What's the wedding song you wouldn't play?
It's a true story. My husband's best friend, Don Clark, he had his first wife, her wedding song was like a bridge over troubled waters.
What the heck are you thinking? Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I mean, but that was the they went into that. They did not last long.
Shocker.
Yeah, what's the lease over and under of a wedding, you think? 6 months even with lawyers and all that. All right. Joe in Columbus, New Jersey, who has a match. You can see the whole match set up on the station's YouTube right now. Joe, how you feeling with this match?
What Dom, fill me in on that. What do you mean, my match?
All right, you're up as one of the callers of the year. You are a seed among the 12 people.
Oh, God. I just, the Earl of Tacony got to my heart today. That was the most noble thing, and he's my write-in. I'm going to tell you right up front.
Let's start that write-in campaign. I want to see what he does. And Joe, yeah.
Yeah, Joe, you're head-to-head with Tom and Marlboro.
Tom and
Marlton,
yeah.
Not
Marlboro.
Man. Earl's the man.
Yep.
Earl's the man for one reason and one reason only. He is the second coming of Weird Al Yankovic with that song.
Oh, yeah.
I was roaring.
He is. We'll get Presler on with that. He'll love it. Joe, what's yours?
Dom, if I could develop this story, this hit home. I'm going to set the setting. We're at a backyard family and friends get-together in Beach Haven West. The women go to one side of the back deck, and the men go to the other. And one of the guys started this recall of, does anybody remember their wedding song? Nobody could remember it. And the biggest wise guy there, I picked on. His name was, we'll call him Kevin. I said, Kevin, I remember your wedding song. Now, this was 30 years prior. And he's looking at me, and he's like, you remember my wedding song? He got his fiancée pregnant before the wedding, before the wedding. Okay? And I said, yeah, Kevin, I do remember your wedding song. And he goes, go ahead, tell me. I said, your wedding song that you danced to was You're Having My Baby.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And, Dom, you saw guys spitting Miller Lite and like shots out of their nose at that point.
I wouldn't play that. Thank you, Joe. That is a great story. All right, it's our time to make a decision here, Henry. We've had a lot today. Give me a couple that you think are worthy.
Yeah, you know what? I thought the last three were the strongest three.
Okay.
Great way to finish it out. I thought Robert and Ben Salem's answer of the hokey pokey.
Yes.
He's just got to turn himself around here. He's got to, get out there and get some votes. Pat and Lehigh Valley, like a bridge over troubled water, obviously coupled with the story of how they didn't last long. And Joe in Columbus, remembering, 30-some-odd years ago, his friend's wedding, what the song was. That's a good one.
Particularly doing it 30 years ago. Today it would be gauche.
Yeah.
But doing that 30 years ago? Oh, my God. Yeah, let's put Joe of Columbus
All right, Joe's in the
into the hat, Joe, on that one. I don't think you can make something like that up. All right. Again, Henry, the YouTube, where do they go with the matches that are up right now they can take a look at?
Yeah. Check it out on Twitter and the Dom Show 1210
right.
Twitter. And then obviously on YouTube, it's been up there a few times, / at 1210 WPHT. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe, please.
Yes. All right. Do that and start to vote. Let me know what you're thinking around this. We'll have some results tomorrow in that first match. Thanks to Dan. Thanks to the Earl of Taccone. Thanks to Henry and everybody else. And tomorrow we got some great stuff coming off today's news. We'll be ready to go. Richie always next for 4 big hours. All that here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
The story about artificial Christmas trees being more eco-friendly. I'm a big believer in getting them